Garner Strange Scandal. Opie and Anthony on satellite radio. Hosts Anthony Cumia and Greg Opie.
Controversial team. Opie and Anthony apologizing for yet another raunchy
comment prophetically to rap. Is this the last straw for the raunchy Radio Zero?
Yay! Pudding!
The greatest show on satellite radio today.
It's entertaining as fuck. How many people are screaming at their radios right now?
It doesn't get better than this.
It's just the stupidest, most fun. I can't get enough of this.
I would eat your poo.
Let's be honest with each other. No one's doing better radio than this.
We rule. Google it.
You're fucking right. Simple as that.
Fucking believe it. This is radio. Radio.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Let's do it. Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Hi, everyone.
How's everybody this morning?
Oh, goddamn wonderful.
Wonderful it is, then.
Yes.
Wonderful it is.
Yes, it is.
Tuckered out.
Tuckered out?
You got to be plumb tuckered out.
Just kept waking up.
Yeah?
Went to bed at like 12, which is early for me. Kept waking up.
Aw, poor Yemi.
We got Montana Fishburne coming in today. Not coming in,
Calling
phone
in.
call, right?
I was watching some of that movie.
She's a good porn actress.
Fuck.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's sexy.
They like being
good?
called actresses.
She's very sexy.
Yes, adult film star.
Yeah, adult film star.
That means you sucked the cack on tape.
Well, Lawrence Fishburne is disappointed in his daughter. We all know that. But here's the real reason.
I hope so.
We got to ask her about this, too. Montana, Lawrence is mad at Montana for using the family name to kick off her porn career. And he makes a good point here. He says, you used your last name. No one uses their real name in porn.
Yeah, you gotta get in that.
That's what he's really pissed off about.
Poor Morpheus.
And basically is saying that he won't talk to her until she gets her shit back together. Until you turn your life around, so...
He's turn her ass around.
It's a good point, though. All the porn stars,
Yes.
they don't fucking use their real last names. They come up with wacky porn names.
It's a selling point. It's
Of course
so
it
obvious.
is.
Like she's playing the Larry Fishburne card.
You embarrass me, he continues. So, but that's the only reason anyone is talking to Montana Fishburne is it's because she's the daughter of Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be talking to her, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
If it was just pitched, hello, I have Lawrence Fishburne's daughter. She's doing an independent film. I shut it. Move along. But since she's, sucking some cack.
Yeah.
Maybe she could.
Why are you giving that to Anthony? He doesn't like that color.
A little chocolate.
He hates that color.
Well, let me take a look at
Not
her.
a fan of that color.
Her nude on the back there.
You should be a fan of her big and heavies.
She got some nice bosoms, but she does look like her dad in Apocalypse. Jimmy was right.
No, come on.
Her face kind of looks like her
Yes.
dad in Apocalypse.
A little bit young.
Yeah, she should have the broken arrow and put it through her head.
Yeah. Hey, Clean.
You think?
Yeah. She should be brushing her teeth out of a little cup on the Nung River. A few clicks above the Nung.
Of course.
17.
I'll take a look at that.
He was so good in that.
He really was.
Well, she's her father's daughter, as they say. She looks like her dad a little bit.
yeah,
bit.
She's sexy, though.
Definitely.
Yeah, she's definitely
Great
sexy.
body. It looks like a homemade porn, which is what I like about it. It's not
Gritty? Is it gritty?
well. The camera work. It's like a one guy shoot. It's not. It doesn't look like a whole big
POV?
production.
Is it POV?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Some of it, not all of it. Some of it is.
They got to start stripping down those porns again, right?
I agree.
Enough with the over-the-top production.
And she's a squirter.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Is it urine?
No.
Sometimes they fake it and it's actually urine coming out.
No tinkle.
No tinkle.
Wow, a squirt.
All right, we'll ask her about that. No holds barred. Interview
sounds
with
good.
her later on.
Yeah, I wish she was coming in, but I think she's in L.A.
That would be nice.
Finishing up our discussion, we ended yesterday's show with talking about the best covers.
Yeah.
Cover songs of all time. Never really got an answer to the question, what's the best cover song of all time? But man,
I think
everyone
it's so
has
subjective.
Everyone has their favorites, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I was listening to cover songs all fucking day because of the listeners. I mean, everyone's suggesting a million songs I've never heard before. But the one, I was telling Ant before the show, the one that just got me was A Perfect Circle, which is Maynard's little side, project. He's got a bunch of side projects.
Yeah.
The dude from Tool. He does a version of Imagine, and I was telling Anthony what's amazing about this cover, he completely takes the hope out of the song. Whether you like or hate John Lennon and his message in Imagine, he kind of gave the world a little hope that, hey, you know what? We could turn this thing around.
If we all just get together and
Right.
don't separate ourselves with these trivial things.
Yes. No, I mean, it's more of a dream than anything, of course.
Yeah.
But Maynard, when he sings his version of Imagine, he basically goes, fuck that, and takes the hope out of the song, which makes it an amazing cover. And just in case you're a bit confused, the video makes it perfectly clear you should not have any hope for this world.
Really?
Oh, my God. The imagery he uses in the video to get his message across is just ridiculous. Guys dead on the street with their heads blown out.
I think I like that message.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
You want to hear just a piece of it to start the show today?
Sure.
It's very dark, but very, very cool. Yeah, he's playing the low,
Doom
the
and
low
gloom.
end of the fucking piano too.
Rap.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. No religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us.
Yeah, a little taste. We don't have to play the whole fucking song.
Wow, that's some brutal pictures in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a different video than what I was
Probably just a
watching
fan
yesterday.
video, right?
Huh?
That's a fan video.
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
the official video.
I like it, but I don't like the
darkness of it.
I don't mind that, but I don't like the lack of a melody. It makes any sense. Like I like the way
Maynard's not about melodies, really.
No, I know. It's just
Yeah, he
Oh,
just
it's
likes
very
to
plodding and just
Yeah.
droning,
doom
droning.
and gloom.
Yeah, it's very
Doom and gloom.
dark.
Doom and yeah.
Doom and gloom.
Jesus.
That's what I felt like on my wedding.
There you go. Thanks for saving me. Just, but you know what I mean? It takes the hope out of the original song.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Good.
It's not a happy little song.
It's not a happy world.
No. Let's not make believe it is.
No.
Is basically what he's saying.
Stinks. I got to thank my buddies at the Apple Store.
why?
They took care of me.
What was wrong with your other phone? I like the crack.
Remember the crack in the back?
Why did you get rid of it
It
though?
was cracked because the crack in the back wasn't bad. It gave it personality. I kind of liked it. It had a shatter on the back corner, and it went up, and little spiderweb pattern on the back of my iPhone. It kind of looked cool. Looked like the iPhone was through some shit.
Yeah.
It was in the shit. And then I go home yesterday. I go out back, kind of a nice day. I sit on one of my chairs out back just to relax a little bit. And, of course, I crap right out, and I had my phone in my hand. When I woke up, my phone's not in my hand. It's on the ground, which is, cement. I pick it up. It had fallen flat on the face and completely shattered the front of the iPhone. It was just completely shattered.
More personality.
But you know what? It worked. The damn phone still worked.
You should bring it back in and say, look, I just took it out of the box. This is something wrong with this.
I took it in and, they replace it. That's what they do. But if it happens again, I don't know. it might be a little rough. So I was trying to find some kind of case I could use for it, but they were all out of cases and backed up with orders for this and that and the other thing.
What's going on with Apple today? Because I drove by a store and there's a line out front.
There's always a line out front.
Why, though? I mean, the store's not opening for hours. It's not like the store's opening within the hour and people decide, I'm here, might as well wait for them to open. And the line sort of went halfway around the block.
Is there something new being released? I didn't hear.
Or is it
about
a place where just the kids are hanging out now?
People love going down there.
I don't know.
It really is amazing.
It was a little strange. Also, yesterday we talked about the BlackBerry Torch.
Yep.
Although I'm not happy with the phone. No, I did not get it. I guess the story of it being 50% off is slightly wrong.
That was wrong. Now, how did that end up being wrong? Because it was everywhere.
I guess one blogger or one website went with it, and everyone else jumped on it.
That's the world we live in now.
Gizmodo, right?
One blogger can say something.
Do we
and
blame
it's news.
Gizmodo? Because I think they had a. I think it was. I don't remember. It was based on. I don't know.
One guy's Photoshop.
I want to say that, really.
That's pretty much what it ends up being these days.
Yeah, but now there's no sign of that on the website anymore.
Really?
Yeah. Although it's still getting horrible reviews.
Is it? What are they saying is wrong with it?
CNET.com is calling the iPhone killer archaic.
Yeah, because it's got buttons.
They're calling it archaic.
Stop with your buttons.
So it's somewhere in the middle. It's a good phone. It's not a great phone, I guess.
They're such assholes.
Huh?
BlackBerry is such assholes.
I don't know what their problem
They're just
is.
dicks.
At this point, they could have figured something out.
Yeah.
The iPhone's been around a while now. It's been around long enough to rip the fucking thing apart and see what they're doing. And make your own version. That's what the world does now.
No one wants to slide a phone anymore and have a keyboard there. No one wants to do that.
Yeah.
It's a bomb.
So
terrible.
Still trying to figure out what to get.
Yeah.
I don't feel like changing from AT&T. I don't get dropped. My calls don't drop.
Then
your house don't even come through.
No, in the house it's even gotten better. I don't know. I don't know what they did, but now I get phone calls in my house. Which
then if you have AT&T and you like it, you should absolutely have an iPhone. Then
nope.
Oh, you should.
Out of principle, nope.
What's the principle?
I just don't want to join the cult.
It's the best cult around.
No, it's not.
Oh, it certainly is.
I don't want a phone made out of glass that's going to shatter.
Well,
it falls out of my pocket.
That is true. I wish they would not have made this out of glass.
You got the wrong case. This case, I've dropped this phone.
Case.
I've dropped this phone. It doesn't shatter.
But it makes it so big.
Now, Danny's showing me the Torch you could get one for $99, half price.
Yeah, see, you can get one.
So what website is that off?
Foundry.
It's a little-known website called Amazon.
Amazon.
That's a big site. Dude.
So what the fuck's going on?
Jim.
Because then they were.
I haven't heard any updates. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's still. I was still going with the half-off story until you just mentioned that.
Well, then BlackBerry or somebody came out. They don't want the world knowing that their phone is already half off, so they pushed back. But it's pretty obvious that they're selling this thing for half price if it's on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon's selling it for half price. AT&T isn't.
Of course.
I think that's where the confusion lies.
All right. Well, it doesn't sound like it's a phone that's going to take over the world.
No, it's not going to take over anything.
On specs alone, it just can't.
I know.
I mean, the processor in that phone isn't even up to par with what's coming out.
Right.
Even what was coming out a few months ago. So
yeah.
And they're really touting that phone for media and entertainment. And there's not even really a processor in there that can handle the entertainment that they want you to use it for. Plus, the screen isn't as impressive as it could be. So
look up Pebble. What are they up to? They got something coming out soon.
You're still sticking there.
Yeah,
with
why not?
With the Pebble.
I'm sure they'll have some kind of tablet phone soon.
And then what is this? I heard a rumor of a smaller iPad.
Yeah,
coming out.
Well, that makes sense.
I remember reading somewhere that in the developer kit for some of the new Apple software, they saw some lines of code that kind of hinted towards a second iPad and also a CDMA iPhone, which would mean Verizon. Ooh, speculation.
More Verizon iPhone speculation going on.
They already have a contract. They can't until the contract is up.
Yes,
right.
But a couple of years have gone by, so. Contract's going to run out at
there's some
point.
There's some wacky shit going on that's making me Turn the page on that one.
Yeah.
Why in the States, in Canada, you can use different carriers? Why here
Because Canada's silly.
do we allow that? Like the cable companies and the phone like, why the fuck do we? I guess because they're a private company, they're allowed to do it. but
Exclusivity, yeah.
It's so
yeah.
annoying, though.
I know. Kind of want to make your own church.
Yeah.
Everyone just saying the operating system is just real slow. They got their torches and not happy. Not happy with the
We
operation.
could have told you that. It's going to suck.
Operating systems, excuse me.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Is it Windows?
Huh?
Is it Windows?
Windows Mobile?
I don't even know.
Ah.
CJ in Atlanta. CJ.
I have a WAP browser. I hated the WAP browser.
CJ.
It's racist.
Good evening.
What's up, CJ?
I just wanted to tell Ant, I understand what you're saying about nobody wanting a keyboard, but people like me who have fat, obnoxious tree frog thumbs can't use the iPhone keyboard without having something to actually hold on to, like a button keyboard. And so I use an HTC Touch Pro, and until the iPhone has some sort of peripheral that I can actually put my finger over a button and press it, I can't get it.
You're the exception to the rule, old fat fingers.
No, I got the fat thumbs too.
No. I could.
I can't put these in a bowling
I
ball.
text
How am I
with-
supposed to fucking type on a screen like
I
that?
text with one thumb a
Yeah.
lot of times while I'm driving at grave
Yeah, but
speeds.
your thumb kind of goes, comes
I
to
got a fat
a
thumb.
bit of, but it comes to a tip. You could use the tip of your thumb. Mine are flat on top. I
Mine are
punched
very
3 or
flat.
4 fucking letters at one time.
All you got to do is hit the letter. If you have some carryover on the other letters, the iPhone fixes it. And I barely look when I text, and I'm sloppy. I mean, all over. But the iPhone just figures it out.
These are bigger letters, by the way, or just the same size as the buttons.
Yeah.
And you get used to it. Everyone thinks they can't get used to it,
I
and
know.
you do.
See, the BlackBerry has
knows.
bumpy bumps, so I know where I am.
Now, the bumpy bumps stick. What iPhone should do?
I call them bumpy bumps.
The iPhone should make an option to make these letters a little bit bigger for guys that have big hands. Like, you should be able to set the size of the letters if you want. Then people might be
Yes,
more.
you should, Jimmy.
Thank you, sir.
Well, don't forget, you could also landscape. You could type in
Yes, you
landscape
could turn it
mode,
sideways.
So that kind of gives you a little more space to
And
work.
it gives you a bigger keyboard.
I'm actually fighting for men like that on the phone. Does it give
Are
you
you?
bigger keyboard?
Yeah.
Well, it
Oh, damn, let's
stretches
not
it out.
argue.
it spreads it out a little more so that it's a little easier for people who don't want to be so confined.
For men like who just call like this toe-thumbed ass that just called up. Oh, yeah, okay.
It's a little better that way.
Yeah, that's bigger.
But it all really boils down to muscle memory because I really like. There are some times where I'm not even looking and I'm
Yeah.
typing and I'm not misspelling anything.
Did you just say muscle memory?
Muscle
Yeah.
memory.
Good.
I mean, it's accurate, but
Yeah.
It's a perfect storm.
muscle memory.
Yeah, muscle memory.
I know it's something. It just sounds weird.
Sounds like it's something dirty.
Muscle memory. All right, well, what's going on in the world today? We lost Bobby Thompson, huh? He was the one that did the shot heard around the world.
Oh, yeah?
Dies at age 86. The big home run
Of course.
for the old timers.
The old timers.
I think it was 1951.
Was it that long
The home
ago?
run that was heard around the world.
Was it literally heard around the world?
Back then, probably. There wasn't a lot of entertainment back then.
No.
So, you know.
But the world's a
think the-
big place.
I think the boys overseas were listening to that game that day. So sure.
On Armed Forces Radio.
Died at the age of 86.
He had a good
So
deal
there you go. Look. Oh, wait. Now they're saying Lou Gehrig may not have died from his own disease. That's fucked up.
Oh, my God.
That's pretty fucked up.
Imagine if he had AIDS.
May not have died from the fucking disease named after him.
Wow.
So what would they do?
There's some kind of studies coming out.
Call it something else.
Yeah, they're saying that a lot of the same symptoms are just attributed to head injuries.
Alcoholism.
Yeah, so he may have just had, like, head injuries.
They were all drunks.
What are you
back then.
talking about? Did Lou Gehrig fucking hit his head a lot?
Did he get fucking pitched at?
I don't know. I just know what I read yesterday is that a lot of the same symptoms.
Probably because he had Lou Gehrig's disease. He fell a lot, banged his head.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's the shot heard around
Yeah,
the
we should
world?
hear that. That was a great
Yeah, let's
fucking
hear
call.
the,
We should go back to the beginning,
let's
Dan,
hear the
before I kiss
call.
you.
No, we should do
51,
We
wow.
should have the original call here, and then we should do the John Sterling version of this famous fucking home run call.
Almost nil. Now it's a 4-2 ball game in favor of Brooklyn, but the Giants have the tying run at second base, and Thompson is the hit back. Tommy Thompson up there swinging. Rocker throws. There's a left side. He has the lead.
Did the Giants win the pennant?
I don't know. He won't say.
And that's when baseball mattered.
Posada's smiling.
Yeah. Blacks still can't drink at the same water fountain. Oh.
That's real excitement, though. Look at that. You don't get excitement like that when your team wins.
No.
Not at all.
Goodness gracious.
Wow.
The police are hosing down the Negroes.
The 50s.
Why was it so much more exciting?
Because there was
when
less,
your team won like that.
less avenues of entertainment. There was less things to focus on.
The pennant was a much bigger thing back then. It really was.
I fucking hate Dr. Laura. God, do I hate that bitch.
Are you taking that tack on this one? Because I'm kind of with her on this.
Hate her.
I'm with her on this one.
I'm not with her on a free speech issue. I hate her guts.
Oh, okay. You could hate her.
She's not a likable person.
And by the way, what she's saying is how she wants her free speech back. Hey, unless you've been fired and people aren't telling you that, you have your free speech.
I see what she means, though. You can't say anything without at least being persecuted and called things and being accused of being this and that and the other thing. I think it's good. Good. She's stepping up. You know what? She's stepping out before it gets to the point. It would look silly if she's getting fired and she goes, well, I'm quitting radio. It's like, well, you got fired. She's actually leaving without anyone firing her. It's like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't like the way people are talking about me. She absolutely has a right to say what the fuck she wants and not catch this kind of shit from special interest groups. So.
Then she should attack them on her show. Then how about you go on your show, and then if they fire you, you go kicking and screaming.
She says they're held hostage for sponsors. She said the sponsors get hammered. The broadcast company that owns your show gets hammered. She can't just sit there and rip apart the people that come in and attack you. We've been in that boat before. Then it does end in your firing because you don't seem contrite enough. So she's saying, fuck this. I'm leaving. Well, she's going to go to some other venue where she has the ability to say what she wants. She got enough money.
She's a cunt. And I really, really despise this one. I don't believe her. Like, it's not that I don't think she should get fired at all. Mm-hmm. But I just don't fucking believe. I think she's a fucking phony.
I don't know.
I think that she loved saying it. And again, fine. I don't have a problem with that. But I think that she's being disgusting and phony because I think that she was trying to say it. I've always hated her guts. I have a thing for her. I can't.
I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt on this one.
Can we back up though? Is she in trouble of being fired over this?
There were some people that
she's
were very
weathering
angry.
the storm, isn't she?
I guarantee Media Matters is after those facts.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like it's an Imus situation where it's growing.
It's calmed down.
I'm confused by her because I don't think she's going to get fired over this.
Why doesn't she go on the air and make her point? She doesn't have to say nigger again, but why not make her point and go, you know what? The NAACP is contacting my sponsors. Why? Because she has 8 million listeners a week. When you have that kind of juice, how about you say fucking...
Oh, don't bring the Jews into it. With Jimmy, come on. She was just talking.
But how about you ask your people to hit back at any advertisers that walk away from you? I mean, like, literally, she has a lot more people listening to her than they're going to be able to galvanize against her.
Doesn't matter. You've been through this enough times to know that doesn't matter.
None of that matters.
The amount of listeners you have, the passion of your listeners, it means nothing when you're dealing with a corporate fucking entity that will cave in under any pressure by a fucking group, especially when race is involved.
I don't know about... Do you remember our homeless Charlie thing? XM wanted to fire us.
I remember sitting out
for 30 days.
Yeah.
Here's why I think eventually we didn't totally get fired. Because there was somebody pushing back. Debbie and that People's Against Censorship thing, these fucking message boards mock them like, oh, these sycophant. They saved our fucking jobs because they were the only ones who would like go on those shows when Sharpton would be on and bashing, oh, they're racist. And they had a voice pushing back.
I think that was part of it. I think
it was a huge part of it.
I think part of it was we were still on K-Rock.
Nope. Yeah, exactly. Because if we didn't have Eric Logan in our corner, we were fired.
Yeah,
it didn't matter. Hugh Pinero wasn't sitting at home watching Happy Typing Girl on CNN going, she's making a good point and pushing back for us.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not saying Hugh Pinero. I'm saying K-Rock was going to dump us because we started to lose.
K-Rock wasn't going to dump us.
After we lost that fucking Showboat thing, that sponsorship.
K-Rock was not dumping us. Because it didn't happen on their airwaves. They were looking at that as an opportunity at the time. Like, oh, fuck, because they wanted us full time.
I think K-Rock.
They were taking advantage of that, going, God, this is good for us because it didn't happen on our airwaves.
Yeah, I didn't see it happening that way.
After, I think the only thing that helped us, or the main thing, was somebody was pushing back. There were protests outside. O&A fans were protesting. All of that gave just a voice in the opposite direction.
I would like to think that's possible, but I don't think these douchebag managers paid that close attention to it. I would like to believe what you're saying, Jimmy, but in my heart, I don't believe it.
I think that they were ready to walk. K-Rock, man, we lost. I thought our careers were over when we lost that fucking. We had an AC show.
Tom Chiusano sat down with me and Ant very early on in that whole thing and said, "We're fucking behind you guys." It didn't happen on our airwaves. That was his big headline. We don't care. It didn't happen here.
But even though it didn't, you're right. But the bottom, even though it didn't happen there, it cost them money.
At that point, he was hoping to grab us away from satellite and have us full time. Didn't work out that way, obviously, but. At the time, we sat down. I don't know if you were in that meeting.
No, they hated me. K-Rock hated me.
But
Fuck them.
They sat us down right away and said, "We're all in here because it didn't happen on our airwaves."
But when they started losing money, if advertisers would have pulled out, K-Rock would have walked away because it was all about that. They just didn't lose any advertisers because it didn't happen. But once that fucking one pin fell, we all thought everything else was going to come after that.
Well, that kind of makes the point now. Doesn't it?
What?
It kind of makes the point that when shit like this happens, you get that domino effect, but before you know it, you're out the fucking door, and Dr. Laura is saying, fuck this, I don't need that shit.
But people pushing back helps because you never hear that. Like when Imus was getting in trouble, nobody pushed back. You're right.
They were afraid. Imus's fans aren't like our fans. Our fans are degenerates who can go out there and fucking, hold up signs. Imus's fans were, not going to get out there and defend nappy-headed hoes.
But they could have defended his right to free speech, or they could have defended something.
People did. They came out and said it. There was a constant debate on television between people that said he has the right to say it. I don't think he should have been fired. But the biggest voice was the people that were playing the race card, and they were the ones with the coverage. And you know how the news gets the feeding frenzy? They see which way it's tipping, and they'll go onto that side and try to fucking beat the shit out of you.
But people pushing back and saying, look, it's satellite radio, it's supposed to be uncensored. Those things were being said. We weren't allowed to say them, and it just helped to have somebody saying them. When people see a pushback, it helps a lot, but you never see that because the people who are getting fired, the fans just kind of like, it happens. I'm telling you, people see that, it means something.
There was a big pushback for Sex for Sam. We were at the fucking pinnacle. We had a lot of shit going on and got thrown right the fuck out on our asses. And no one wanted to hear it. They didn't want to fucking hear it.
Yeah, there was a major pushback by the fans.
I have any faith in management when it comes to the audience pushing back. They just go, fuck it. To them, they don't care. They don't see an audience. They look at fucking spreadsheets. They look at who's complaining. They see the path of least resistance, and if it's lopping off people's heads, that's it.
You said it, the path of least resistance, and that's always the ones complaining are always the least resistance. But when there are two sides fighting it, it just helps. I'm not saying, but to me, that I remember that, and I remember seeing on the news, there was footage of fans outside protesting, breaking their satellite. Look, it was a little dramatic, but at least it said, like, this is a bullshit thing that's happening, and you normally don't see that from fans.
I would like to think that helped. I certainly would, but
too.
I've experienced management way too fucking long.
Yeah.
Way too fucking long.
Yeah, I have no faith in them actually looking at the bigger picture like that and making a decision based on a show's popularity, context of the comment, whether the interest group is legitimate or just fucking troublemakers. They don't see enough. They don't care enough. They're not as involved in it and invested in it as we are, and as the fans are. So they'll pull the plug in a second.
When I say fan pushback, I don't mean they care about the listeners. I mean they look at it from this is a piece of our base, and it's a financial interest. It's whenever they hear advertisers complaining or special interest groups, they only hear it's going to cost us money. They don't give a fuck about anything other than it's going to cost them money. When they think it might cost them money to make the other decision because they see a pushback, they realize, oh, this could cost us money as well. That's why it gives them pause. It's not about them caring about the fans. They don't.
I don't know. The costing money thing, too, is all relative. When you get a company that'll hire David Lee Roth for millions of dollars, have him on for a couple of months, and then pay out the rest of his contract, you get people that just go, well, it's the cost of doing business. So,
do you remember when Letterman apologized? He apologized after that first advertiser pulled out. That was when Letterman came out and apologized for the Palin comment. It was after, it was some online, it wasn't even a gigantic sponsor. But when they pulled out, he saw what was about to happen, which was the advertisers were going to start going. And he fucking came out, because once that happens, you're fucked.
The whole situation with K-Rock, they lost one sponsorship because we were supposed to do a poker tournament.
Yeah.
But they were able to tell the rest of the advertisers, relax, that this did not happen on our airwaves. And that's the only reason we weren't fired by K-Rock. It had nothing to do with the fans. It just didn't. It just didn't.
I don't agree.
I would love to think that matters, but I've sat in front of these suits for well over 20 years. They're a bunch of douchebags in the end. They really are.
But I'm not saying they're not.
Really are.
They're terrible.
When we got fired for Sex for Sam, they had a million reasons to keep us. Our ratings were ridiculous. We were #1 by far, bringing in shitloads of fucking money. And they fucking didn't even try to fucking save us. They didn't even try. And we were never hotter than we were in that period of time with this radio show.
And that was a lot of money in advertising that they lost based on their own decision. Not even based on the sponsors pulling. By them pulling us, they pulled every sponsor we had.
Do you remember watching those shows? There was not one person sticking up for the show.
That's what I'm saying.
There was not on all you would hear is these guys bashing the show and not one voice in the other direction.
And that was management. They chose not to fucking do anything. They chose not to hire a PR company or something to get their message out there. They chose to just bail on us. And I'm telling you, we were massively successful.
Dude, I remember.
We had something like a 30 or 35 share in Cleveland. You just don't get rid of that in radio. They certainly did, though.
That was a first.
And the fans were out there protesting and doing everything they could, and God bless them, and I hope they continue doing that for us. But I have no faith in management. I lost my faith in management the day they fired us for the Sex for Sam thing. Well, I lost all faith because they didn't even sit down and try to figure it out at all.
But faith in management, I agree with you. I have none in them either. None. They're not creative people. They're not. Most of the times, I didn't find them to be people with integrity. Or I'm only thinking of them looking at their own self-interest and what makes a person examine what's in my best interest.
A lot of times they won't even do that, though. They'll the proverbial cut their nose off to spite their face. They'll fire us, even though firing us will cost them a fuck of a lot more money. They paid us to sit on our ass for 2 fucking years. That costs money. They paid us while we were bringing in no revenue for 2 fucking years. Every sponsor could have pulled but one, and they still would have made more money than they would have made having made the decision to let us go.
But it wasn't. Do you remember that the push was not just K-Rock? I'm sorry, NEW. Because it was Infinity owned by Viacom, they were threatening all the advertisers for all the other people under the fucking corporate umbrella. So it was a financial decision.
Yeah, but still, how effective would that have been if they were so smart in knowing where the money was and how effective these interest groups are? Wouldn't they have just said, fuck it, then nothing's going to materialize of this?
If they were smart, but they're dummies.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
They are dummies.
They're dummies, and they can't be looked at to back a show or back a personality. And that's why I think what Dr. Laura's doing is great. Good for her.
Jack Cafferty didn't get fired.
Well, you know what?
Jack Cafferty didn't. Who else did they just weather the storm recently, too? Who just had a thing where they...
It's very hard to fire somebody like Jack Cafferty, like Hannity. It's very hard to fire people that are basing their shows on political opinion and things, because that really looks like you're infringing on the First Amendment rights of people. Comedy shows, entertainment programs, whole nother fucking animal. You could dump them.
But who just...
I'm trying to remember.
somebody just weathered a storm. I hate to say it like that.
Yeah.
But
and
nothing happened.
And we even said, look, this is what you should do. Just hang in there and people go away.
Right.
It was a Reverend Al thing, wasn't it?
See, there's a...
there was the cartoonist in the Post that Reverend Al went after.
Fine, nothing happened.
And the Post just said, go fuck yourself. They basically told Reverend Al to go fuck them, himself. And Reverend Al had to just walk away. He just faded into the woodwork.
What happens is
But there was somebody else recently, too, and we said, just hang in there and everything will be okay.
These guys all watch the same talking head shows we do. These dummies that make these decisions. And again, when they see 4 people killing a show and no pushback, when there's somebody there making a point and it's a debate, it's a lot, because they're dumb. They're watching the same things that we're watching at home. Remember we were watching fucking Greaseman and all these other people just badmouth, and the only person speaking up for this show was Psycho Mark, and we made fun of it, but that was it.
Right, at least he gave it a shot.
There was
for
no
us.
voice.
At least he gave it a shot,
Yeah.
I mean, going back to the homeless Charlie thing, XM wanted to fire us. Eric Logan was big time in our corner. Hugh Pinero wanted us fired so badly. I mean,
know he did.
I can't even tell you how many phone calls he made to me personally just to yell and scream at me.
Shut up.
It was
Go
awful.
fucking
And basically said,
have a Tic Tac and get the fuck out of
he
here.
basically told me that me and Aunt need to have children so we would have a better understanding of how things work. Now, I always wanted to be a father, so I didn't take his advice. Trust me.
Great. You got a daughter? Fuck.
But he wanted us fired so bad and basically said it on the phone to me. And then Eric Logan, in a way, maybe put his ass on the line, to save us. And then with K-Rock, if a couple sponsors did bail, we were done. But they were able to tell their sponsors, look, this didn't happen here. Everything's going to be okay. And they were thinking, fuck, maybe we could, yank these guys away from satellite and have them full time. Because at the time we were bringing in some nice ratings, not the ratings. I'm always honest, not the ratings we had at NEW, but we were doing very well for CBS when we were doing mornings for them.
Yeah.
The problem was they were splitting us with satellite, and they needed us full time. And they couldn't figure that out in the end. So,
like you just said, if any more advertisers went, and I think that's what helped. Well, you're right. They told the advertisers, look, everything's okay. It just, for whatever reason, it didn't tip. We got very lucky. Yeah. And I think again, I'm not saying that, I shouldn't have said that the only reason we had the gig was the fans. That was probably wrong and stupid. But the fact is, that might have been, I remember watching those shows and going, I'm so happy somebody is at least making, an intelligent woman is making a point in our defense. There's no one gets that.
I don't want people confused out there. What Happy Typing Girl did for us, I completely appreciate.
And there's a lot of them with her.
And the fans breaking their radios and all that. I appreciate all that. Absolutely. All I'm saying is I don't have faith in management. And the day I have faith in management again, I got to walk away because that's just a dumb thing to have.
I don't either.
Dumb
I
thing
don't
to
either.
I can't really get into it, but we have to do things for this show on Sirius XM that proves that I can't even get into it. Well, you know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah.
Well, we have to protect ourselves now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was a time we didn't have to do that. It wasn't even a thought process.
Yeah.
See, it's got to stay vague.
But I know what you mean, though.
But trust me, we have to do things now to protect ourselves, even though we work for a company.
I just think, but to bring it back around with the Dr. Laura thing, I think even though, look, I never liked her. I never paid attention to anything she's rambling about. I couldn't tell you anything. I haven't listened to her. I just see it for face value, and I hate saying that, too. That I think it's a good move. I think it shows, like, fuck you. I do have a fuckload of listeners. I'm not right here on the brink of being fired. I don't think she is.
I don't think so either.
I think, again, with her type of show, it would really come down as a First Amendment issue. She's not doing fucking wacky comedy. And I think it's a brave move to walk away and say, no, go fuck yourself. I'm leaving because I want to be able to say what I want to say without this horse shit.
I hate her because I think that she's a contraption. Like, when those nude pictures of her surfaced, I believe she lied at first. Miss Honest Radio.
Said she had shaved?
No, that wasn't my pussy. It was the big ragu in my lap. But I think that was, and that's why I hated her, because there was photos of her. She's like, no, that's not me, or there's no photos of me. So I've just always had a hatred of her, because to me she's extraordinarily self-righteous and holier than thou. And to me, I think she's a phony. And when she said nigger, I think she had the right to do it, but I watched somebody who I thought was trying to shoehorn it in and then go, what? What did I do? It's like, you weren't trying to be funny. You were trying to shoehorn it in, and it just annoyed me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Dr. Laura. And I don't think she's... I think I'm right in the middle of what you guys are saying. I'm not a fan of her whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I also think that she's not even close to being fired. Maybe she just doesn't want to do the radio anymore. And she's using this as a way to get out.
As far as what Jimmy's saying, though, I don't know. See, that's just it. I don't know her show enough to know if she was doing that. If she was, like, in context, I heard that call. I know exactly what she was doing during that call. Had she done shit like that before? Was this just this one instance where she thought, I think I got a good opportunity to fucking freak people out and shit? Or was her show like this? I don't know.
It'd be, here's what I didn't like about why I don't like her. When that woman called up and said, my husband's friends are making racial question annoying. She said a legitimate point. That would annoy me on the other end. If I was white and all these fucking black people, it would annoy me. And then Dr. Laura.
You with a job.
Taxpaying motherfucker. But when Dr. Laura went right after her and started attacking her sense of humor, instead of going, well, that's a legitimate point. And then she's going after HBO and Def Jam. It was like there was something so, like, she was looking for an excuse to say this, and that woman's call was her excuse. Because then she goes, if you don't have a sense of humor, don't marry outside your race. What the fuck did that have to do with it?
And in all the years she's been on the air, she's never gotten a call where she had the opportunity to unload like that? Or she just decided on that day she was going to...
Who knows? Maybe she watched some interracial porn. She strikes me as the type who would be... She strikes me as an elitist who would love black dick.
Her point wasn't well thought out.
It stunk.
It really, I mean...
But I don't think she should be fired. I don't want anybody killing me for that. She should absolutely not be fired.
Oh, yeah,
for
of course not. Of course not. Whether I like her or
Hate
not,
her.
I don't think she should be fired over what what she said. She was on Larry King last night, so why don't we roll into this audio?
Why don't we?
I just read that when we came in. That's why she's after the N-word flap. She's got a voice that's a little bit different than what ours was, is the type of show that this show is.
Yeah.
Like, she got a lot of shit from the gays in 2000 when she said that was a deviant lifestyle or it was a mistake. Look at the things this show has said that nobody gives a fuck about because it's a comedy show, or even a show, any other giant show you want to name. They can say, when she says things, people take it very seriously. But when she explains it, they also take it seriously.
Of course. So here she is on Larry King last night.
The one thing you said that was interesting, you said that on HBO, black comics use the N-word.
Rap music.
But Jewish comics can kid Jews. Hispanic comics, George Lopez.
I hate you, Larry
King. Yeah, Larry, you're wrong.
Jewish
comics. Can kid?
You're completely wrong, Larry. When is he retiring?
They can kibitz with each other.
Instead of just admitting, she does have a point about when you say something with melanin, it's taken different. I think her point was valid.
Right.
Kid Jews. Hispanic comics, George Lopez kids Hispanics all the time. Gay comics kid the gay situation. It's okay, isn't it? But not okay when the non-N person uses it.
Jesus.
N person.
So you're saying the non-nigger, Larry?
What's the
Larry
non-N
just said
person?
it's okay when the non-nigger says it, you dummy.
He should have said African American if he wanted to.
The non-nigger.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
The non-N-word person.
Is he amazing or what?
What an asshole.
The non-N person. The non-N person. That's what you call black people, Larry.
N person. Look at that N person.
But that's... What a fucking horrible racial discussion that is, just by the language he's using.
And this fucking show is shown all over the world. What an embarrassment to America. People fucking watching this shit. And Larry, that's what Larry thinks of black people.
The non-N person.
N person. An N person.
Yeah, you should say African American. What's
black.
Or black.
Black.
Right,
Black comedians.
Right. But the non-N person.
Oh, he's awful.
You see how flustered he got? He couldn't figure out what to call him.
Situation. It's okay, isn't it? But not okay when the non-N person uses it.
Well, I was trying.
That is great, you dunce.
I'm going to miss Larry. Really gonna miss Larry
The
King.
non-N person.
Fucking asshole.
I'm just an old K. What do I know? When the Fs, when they're not effing each other in their A's.
And he did say yes, the gay situation.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that part?
The gay situation.
What's the gay situation, Larry? You didn't hear that?
Look, this gay situation is very touchy.
We might have to start over because gay comics talking about the gay situation.
The one thing you said that was interesting, you said that on HBO, black comics use the N-word.
Rap music.
But Jewish comics can kid Jews. Hispanic comics, George Lopez kids Hispanics all the time.
Yes.
Gay comics kid the gay situation. Yes. It's okay, isn't it?
But
not okay when the non-N person uses
N-person.
it.
Well,
I've seen a lot of gay comics, but if you're a non-C sucker, there's a problem. Comment.
I still don't know the point he's trying to make.
It's an ass.
It's watching someone. That's what a white person sounds like discussing race.
Right.
Scared. Petrified.
Letters
shitless.
and innuendo and dancing around. Instead of saying, look, blacks kid blacks, do you think it's different when you said the word nigger than when black comics said it? How about just being honest? You're on a news show, you fucking asshole.
N-word.
It's not.
The non-N-word person.
God, what a... Ugh.
Yeah.
Yuck. Ugh.
Well, I was trying to make a point to help her about what I felt.
Can you stop
because
that? No, you weren't. You weren't trying to help her, you fucking bitch. You weren't. You didn't even let her. The girl said, I'm getting these racial things. And you're like, really? Well, black comics say nigger. Well, what does that got to do with her fucking husband's friends asking her a bunch of black questions? It's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You phony bitch.
I completely agree.
N person uses it.
Well, I was trying to make a point to help her about what I felt because about her hypersensitivity, and in general in America are hyper.
What is she talking about?
There you go. In general in America, this issue had been bothering Dr. Schlesinger, and she didn't have a place to say it, and she found a little entrance and she took it. This woman didn't say anything that implied she was hypersensitive.
I have such a hard time taking you seriously with egg on your chin.
Dude, I always have egg on my face. And believe me, it's not egg. Yes.
Hello. I have some on my chin, too.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Not on the cum on my chinny chin chin.
I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow all your friends. By the way, who is your house down? Because I'll blow him too. That's Frank, your house down. He's a German.
I'll huff and I'll puff.
And I'll blow your house down.
Mister, your house down.
I'll put my mouth around the chimney and suck smoke into my lungs. The three little twinks.
I don't know. You know, listening to her, she sounds a little contrived and phony and all that shit that she's, I guess, been over the years. Like I said, I'm not very familiar with it. But she's got enough plausible deniability here where she'd have squeaked through. You'll squeak by, Spicoli. She's got enough where she'd squeak through. But for her to say, look, I've had it with this shit. I have plenty of FU money, and she's leaving. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think it's great. Good. She's making a point.
She didn't know how to have that discussion because... And my thing is, my opinion of her, we've had plenty of black and white discussions on this show.
No.
I think that, off the air. She didn't know how to have that discussion because she probably doesn't have them with blacks that often. Mm-hmm. It was just a weird thing to listen to because she was not trying to help that woman's hypersensitivity. Because to me, that woman did not sound like a raving lunatic when she called. My husband's white friends looked at me and asked a black question. She didn't say that. She was like, every time they come over, it seemed kind of rational. Right. Didn't seem hypersensitive.
Right.
I don't know. Again, just based on what I know about what we do,
a lot of times conversations are very fluid. They fucking go from one thing to another. This woman calling in could have started out as, all right, I don't like the way my husband's friends come over and talk race to me all the time. And then it kind of takes this weird fucking turn, and Dr. fucking Schlesinger,
Dr. Mengele is saying what she wanted to say.
And she, you know, maybe she did have an agenda that day and wanted to get into that area and saw that as an opportunity to kind of change the gist of that conversation. But I don't know.
Sometimes when people, I think when most people are characters like that and they don't speak from the gut, when something finally flies out from the gut, they don't know how to hide how ugly it is. Like, it's almost like if you were just talking about, you're like, yeah, I married interfaith marriage. Say some woman called up, say my husband's Jewish and this and that, and then a minute later, of course we would boo. But it was like a minute later, you talk about the Jews and how they run banking. It'd be like, that wasn't connected to what she was saying. That was just, that just touched off that thing that you were dying to say.
Let's get through this here.
What I felt, because that, about her hypersensitivity, and in general in America, our hypersensitivity about race, instead of us feeling more like e pluribus unum. And I made it poorly, and so I upset some people, I offended some people, I hurt some people, and within 15 minutes, which is what I had to do, finish the hour, I took myself off my show for the rest of the day because I was so upset because I realized I had blown it. I didn't help her by, making that point. And, that about 8 o'clock that night, I had sent an apology that I was going to do in the morning on my show to LAradio.com. So it wasn't until 48 hours later that there was a media brouhaha about it, and I had already policed myself and apologized.
Why are you taking yourself off the air?
Yeah, that's
you
corny.
phony. Why didn't you go back on? You have a radio show, dummy, but you want to go to LAradio.com? You fucking idiot. How about you go back on the air a minute later, Miss Sincere, Miss Heartfelt, and go, you know what? That was really dumb what just happened.
And get right into it.
Can that woman call back and then you want to have a racial discussion? Have a real racial discussion.
Yeah, that sounded really funny.
You phony bitch.
Maybe she had a pap smear scheduled or something. Had to leave the show early that day.
You misogynistic bastard.
Oh, it's her pussy great.
I'm torn by this one because I don't like her. I'm with Jimmy. I don't like her.
I hate
her.
But I don't think she should be fired. I really don't. I do not think she should be fired.
And that helps Jimmy's point because that shows some phoniness. If you're in a situation and you got 15 minutes left in your show, guess what? If it happened on this show, we're going to take advantage of that 15 minutes and try our best to help our cause.
But dude, another hour. She has another hour after. I think she had another hour after that.
She took herself off the air because she was upset. Get the fuck out of here.
Because I couldn't help her. Really? Is that what happened?
Then you used the 15 minutes to explain that.
Yeah.
You use your time to help your situation. Before you don't have control anymore, because as soon as these mics go off for the day, guess what? You don't have control anymore, and you don't have a voice, and then the rest of the media jumps on top of you and beats the shit out of you. She had 15 minutes to help her cause, and she chose not to for whatever reason.
And an hour after that, I think. I think literally she had to finish the hour.
15 minutes, I don't know.
No, she had to finish the hour, and then I think she took herself off the air, meaning she probably had an hour and 20 minutes left. She finished up the 15 minutes for the hour and then stopped the show, as opposed to...
Oh, she made it sound like she only had 15 minutes left in the show.
And am I wrong? I'm thinking that she had another hour or something left.
I think she said...
Can we hear
the final out? Yeah, I can't figure
All right,
out
we'll go
what
back
Let's make love.
we're talking about. All right.
We'll go back to that. Let's see.
Radio.com. So it wasn't until 48 hours later that there was a media brouhaha about it, and I had already...
I hate her clipped voice, her fucking accentless voice.
I gotta go back a bit. Hold on a minute here.
15 minutes, which is what I had to do, finish the hour. I took myself off my show for the rest of the day because I was so upset because I realized I had blown it. I didn't help her by, making that point.
She sucks.
She had 15 minutes to finish the hour, and then she canceled the rest of her show.
So
how about you open a real racial discussion there, phony bitch?
Exactly. Plus,
phony bitch.
Yeah, you're a radio show host. All right, well, then you go on the air and explain to everyone how upset you are because you felt like you'd blown it.
Yeah.
She sucks.
Got to collect yourself, Dr. Laura, you fucking phony with a big pussy.
Yeah,
I can't stand her, but do I want to lick it.
And you could, and if you do a talk show, you could get a lot done in 15 minutes. A lot.
And then the hours after that. Do you know how great that would have been if she had black callers calling in?
Did she have a whole nother hour or not?
She had to, because she said I took myself off for the rest of the day. I'm going to guess she might have had 2 hours left, but I'm betting she had at least an hour. Take calls. Take fucking calls. Black people going, I think that was out of line. Why? And then discuss it. And that, to me, would have served her cause a lot. If she had a racial discussion for that next hour and really explained herself, she would have had black people that agreed with her. You know what? I agree with you. I hear the word nigger from black people, and it makes me angry. And then black people... She would have helped her cause so much if she had stayed on that extra hour and knew how to have an honest racial discussion.
Now, I'm going to take on Michael here in Bay Ridge. Really, Opie, use the opportunity to plead your case. Want to replay your last ever show on WNEW. Now, I could explain that because at that point in time, and this is where we were very naive at that point in our careers. They did sit down with us at first, and gave us an indication that they were going to get us through this, and they were going to fight for us, and they were going to have some pushback. Okay, so we believed them at the time, and they said, the best thing we could do to help the situation is to just avoid it.
Do not talk about it.
Do not talk about it and avoid it for a day. And we did just that, believing management that they were going to fight for us.
Ugh,
and then it was
dummies.
painfully obvious after that last show we did that we were completely fucking done.
What dummies.
And that's
we
why.
were.
Because trust me, if I knew that was going to be our last fucking show, we would have pleaded our case absolutely.
Yeah.
But they did sit down with us and say, look, man, this is a fucking shitstorm, and we're going to try to get through this. And then they quickly turned on us for whatever reason.
Boy, were we stupid.
Because obviously it came down from upstairs that fire these fucking assholes. Okay? But we didn't know that going into our last show. And that's why.
Absolutely.
Michael, troublemaker, asshole. Jew. Take a dick in your mouth, cock.
Wow. All right.
Well, there's troublemakers out there.
I think meant me.
They don't know the whole fucking story. Trust me, we would have fought for ourselves if we knew that was our last show. But they gave an indication that they were actually going to do the right thing and fight for their people. And that's why earlier I said that was the day that I lost all faith in management.
Yeah.
And you realize you can't trust them at all.
They're terrible.
But we were very naive still at that point in our careers.
Very naive.
Dr. Laura continues here.
So you're still regretful.
Well, of course, anytime you do something wrong, you should be regretful.
So what are you here to tell us tonight?
Well, I'm here to say that my contract is up for my radio show at the end of the year, and I've made the decision not to do radio anymore. The reason is I want to regain my First Amendment rights. I want to be able...
Oh, my God.
She's despicable.
Oh, my God.
Unless management is saying, we're going to fire you, then you have it. But what do you... If no one has said they're going to fire her, what First Amendment rights have you lost? You still got your show.
Sounds like she's just sick of radio and wants to step away.
It's not a First Amendment right, which means she either has a show or doesn't have a show. There's a middle ground there. What she I think goes on to say in the rest of the statement is that she wants to be able to voice opinions that don't fucking, get everybody riled up and fucking ready to come at you with pitchfork and torches.
So why can't you do that? Like, why can't she do that?
She's using this.
She can. She's showing that you can't because it doesn't matter what
from
you
who,
say.
though? I haven't heard much.
I don't see it that way, Ant. I
Especially
think
racial issues.
I think she's using this opportunity to step away. She sounds like she just doesn't want to do radio anymore.
Maybe.
Or maybe she has a better opportunity, and this is a great way to fucking leave radio behind, and maybe she's going to do a TV show or something.
Or is she a genius? Has she found a way to say, I'm leaving in the end of the year? And then advertisers go, all right, fine. And then at the end of the year, you can rethink it after the holidays because the momentum is dead. Mm-hmm. There's no momentum behind getting you in trouble.
She took the momentum out of the
That
equation.
might be a way to fucking stop the landslide.
Because I don't see the mainstream media jumping on this one and trying to fucking, get her fired like they did with Imus.
Right.
I just don't see it. And look at her on CNN. She looks like an old broad. Maybe she's got maybe she's got some health issues and really needs to take care of those.
Oh, I hope she does. I hope she has a lump that's half her weight. I hope it starts at her fucking ears and finishes at her ankles.
I'm confused by this one, Ant. I don't think she's stepping aside because she can't handle the pressure.
I don't know.
I just don't see the pressure.
Like I said,
has Reverend Al jumped on this one? Do we know?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Let's continue with this this audio here.
To do radio anymore. The reason is I want to regain my First Amendment rights. I want to be able to say what's on my mind and in my heart and what I think is helpful and useful without somebody getting angry, some special interest group deciding this is a time to silence a voice of dissent and attack affiliates and attack sponsors. I'm sort of done with that.
We know that game. So if you're done, though, why don't you use your time to just fucking fight?
Big hairy fucking muff.
I bet you they're coming after her behind the scenes pretty heavy. But what bothers me is if you're going to talk, like, you have a show. If you're allowed, like, don't be such a coward. Go back on. If that's what's really happening, go on and do that kind of show. Talk about that
but
stuff.
she's saying you can't.
But who said you can't? She hasn't said management's told her not to.
All right, but if she's ending her show at the end of the year, she has nothing to lose now. So I think...
Well, she's got to play out her contract.
All right, so you got 3 months to take this on.
And she probably will.
With no... Well, that's what we'll have to wait and see. If she stops talking about it, then she's a complete fucking phony. But if she has nothing to lose now, so she should be doing some pretty intense shows from here on out.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think that she's... but who said you can't express... She's acting like her opinions are not allowed to be expressed. And it's like, I don't... Where has that been? Unless management has told her don't, in which case she should say that on Larry King. This is the difference between her and this show. She had a problem. She's on Larry King. Mm-hmm. Like, she can talk to the whole country, and it's on the news every day. She's heard. Her response is heard. It's like with this show, it didn't matter. You were yelling into a fan. With her, it's different, man. She's got that fucking what they see as respectability and a legitimate show, so they listen to her. She can go on fucking on any of the late night shows and plead her case.
Mm-hmm. She's quitting.
Oh, maybe she's
giving up the fight.
Had other things that maybe never made the news, just like management calling her in saying, right, with the gays are after you, this, that, the other thing, and she's finally just saying, fuck it. I've had it.
Yeah, well, man.
There are plenty of times, I've been in a situation where I've thought, like, Jesus Christ, come on, can't we just talk about that, But management says no.
But she
said stupid interest groups.
She set herself up perfectly to now take on all that.
Yeah. Well, maybe
she's nothing to lose. If she cares that much, then
she's 100 years old.
Right.
She's 100.
I would love to hear her radio show now to see if she does take this on now.
It'll be garbage. It'll be the same clipped, accentless speech that it always is. The same contrived, perfect, no location radio voice.
I'm confused by her. I don't really know what point she's trying to make here.
I'm confused too. I just always err on the side of the personality, I think, instead of fucking management or interest groups.
Dude, I agree with you. This is not about thinking she should be fired, or thinking that Media Matters is anything but the garbage that it is, or thinking that Sharpton is anything but the garbage he is. I just think that she's a phony as well. Just because I don't want her fired doesn't mean I don't think she's a phony piece of shit.
All right. And here's the final clip from Larry King last night.
You're giving up the one area of your fame.
Oh, my dear. I write books, I have blogs, I have my website, I have speaking
engagement. People think Dr. Laura, they think her radio talk.
So right? This is the era of the internet.
So you're going to do internet stuff?
Oh, yeah, I am now.
Why is your freedom of speech denied on radio?
Well, because if any
can criticize what you say.
When I started in radio, if you said something somebody didn't agree with or they didn't like, they argued with you. Now they try to silence you.
That's a great point.
She did make a point.
That's a great fucking point.
Yes, she did.
She's making some really good points through this.
I'll give her that one.
Maybe if... but
I don't think the issue... See, this is the problem I'm having with her. I don't think that the issue... Maybe it is for them, but to me, her point was not such a controversial point. I don't think that she made it. She's right. If black people say nigger, it's acceptable. But if a white person says it, it's the end of the world. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anybody's criticizing her actual point.
And maybe, like she was saying, she's been in it enough years to have seen the huge change. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where, you used to be able to duke it out. I remember Bob Grant sitting there on the air duking it out with the listeners. It didn't matter what he was saying or what the listener was saying. It was a great entertaining brawl that they would have on the air if they didn't agree with something. And then it got to the point where, Bob Grant couldn't say shit anymore because instead of, fighting it out, some group would just try to shut
Silence
you
you.
up.
Let's not forget, I go back to JV and Elvis getting fired over an Asian fucking bit. When one of the guys was married to an Asian or fiance or whatever.
Married.
I think married.
JV's wife's Asian,
It's crazy.
And they get fucking fired over that.
And
like you said, there was a time you did the Asian accent and had some fun with it and made your jokes.
Yep.
I would love to know if she's been, I don't know if she has, I can't say. I guarantee, like the Parents Television Council, she is their style of radio. Mm-hmm. And it wouldn't, I would love to know if she's ever been behind getting somebody else in trouble for content. Maybe she has not. I can't say she has. But I'm wondering, because she seems like the type that's, she says the right thing. And I'm wondering if she's ever been involved in any kind of a push to get anything in trouble or censored or thrown off the air. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe somebody else does.
And imagine Reverend Al, he would have had a field day with Bob Grant back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
He would have had a fucking field day.
But Grant would have been able to argue with him.
And Grant used to beat the shit out of Reverend Al.
Yeah.
When Reverend Al was, the big fat dope that used to walk the streets, and instead of, taking his what is his National Action Shithead Network? To buy him his suits and lose some weight and get legitimate.
Right, mainstream media and management gave him fucking power.
Gave him power, made him
Reverend Al
legitimate.
power. Now, one of these guys on TV, and of course they would have to clean it up. Not one of them would look at Reverend Al and go, "Shut the fuck up."
He was the biggest.
Not
clown.
one of them will do that.
You're right.
With his medallion and his fat gut, just walking around the city making trouble and blatantly lying about things that happened, and then because he gets a suit, he moderates what he says to the press. But I don't think his opinions of shit has changed. Please.
He's a safe black guy to have on TV. I'm telling you, they don't understand that they're it's like with white people, and I'm not attacking liberals, but really like a lot of the media elite, quote unquote, they don't understand that Obama is an elitist. He's an intellectual snob, but they don't think deep down, because he's black, that he can be an elitist. And they don't think that a black guy can be an intellectual snob. That's what Obama is. He's a smart guy. He's got his nose in the fucking air. He's just one of those guys. And the media doesn't understand that because he's black, so what? He still can be an intellectual snob. Sharpton's a safe thing for them. He's this black clown. He's not a threat to anything.
Yeah.
He's somebody that nobody will ever truly take seriously.
He still has that stigma of...
they gave him power, though, man.
Of Tawana Brawley and Mason and Maddox and Crown Heights. He still has that baggage on him that he can never shake.
He'll never he has power to make noise and get radio hosts in trouble.
Right.
But he doesn't have power to ever go above a certain
power
level.
I care about because it's in our world.
Yep.
Fuck. What was I going to say? Yeah, whatever. More Dr. Laura. Makes a good point here, though. There was a time you used to fucking not worry about your words.
No.
As long as you kept it within FCC.
FCC was
guidelines.
all that you cared about.
It's funny, these people that yell and scream about the FCC now, that's a joke. You don't have to worry about the FCC anymore.
Don't worry about a fuck slipping through.
You have to worry about
fine.
your own fucking bosses.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about Dr. Laura, though? Somebody's so
Nice
interested
pussy.
it's long and hairy. But for somebody so interested in fighting it out, why'd you take yourself off the air early that day when you could have just fought it out? Somebody who, the old days of fighting it out, what happened? You had more time on your show.
But what she was saying is, and maybe she's incapable of doing this. I know you absolutely can get on the air, and Jimmy could, make a viable argument for his side of the story. Maybe she felt, and that's why she's taking herself off the air permanently, if she does, and why she took herself off the air that day. She didn't have the ability and realized she doesn't have the ability anymore to go on the air and voice an opinion without stirring up shit that's going to get you fucked. So she took herself off the air. I think that's, whether it's right or wrong or phony, that is what she's saying. That's why she did that. I think she saw she fucked up. Meanwhile, she should never have had to have said, wow, I fucked up.
What bothers me is that she just said back in those days people would duke it out with you. Because she's mentioning fight it out. So if she's bringing up fight it out, Well, then where the fuck were you?
But she's saying you can't do that anymore.
But who stopped her? She took herself off the air, unless she's a liar. She took herself off the air.
Because you'll only get yourself in more trouble these days if you try to duke it out and defend yourself.
But following Jimmy's point, she could have at least done that and said, look, I can't even fight this anymore.
Yeah, she could
have used that 15 minutes to say something.
Or the hour for the rest of the show.
To even say, look, she could have used that 15 minutes to say, I remember a time if we had a phone call like this, we would have duked it out. I'm sitting here knowing I can't do that anymore and explain her case.
Maybe she
on
didn't
her own
have
show.
the ability to do something like that. Maybe she's
But
not
she's
that
explaining
kind of
on Larry King
broadcaster.
now, which is confusing.
I know.
She could have done it on her own show.
Yeah. I think she could have too.
Her message is very conflicting.
It's back and forth because she's saying things like "duke it out," and it's like, but you took yourself off that day. Unless she's lying and management yanked her, you could have done another hour of racial discussion and completely.
You're both right, by the way.
Maybe realizing what she said, she thought maybe she could just get in more fucking trouble.
Maybe
if she opens her yap anymore.
But then she should have just said that.
But man, with her,
you know what I mean?
Her listenership, 8.5 million people. She has a massive fucking audience. And she's not a shock jock, quote unquote.
No.
She has a lot more leeway in language than we ever had in the show.
Of course. Here it is.
When I started in radio, if you said something somebody didn't agree with or they didn't like, they argued with you. Now they try to silence you. They try to wipe out your ability to earn a living and to have your job. They go after affiliates. They send threats to sponsors.
But that's their right, too.
Yes, but I don't have the right to say what I need to say. My First Amendment rights have been usurped by angry, hateful groups who don't want to debate. They want to eliminate.
Yeah, but management could tell those fucking people, we're not taking you seriously.
But
she's making very good.
The whole
very good
thing
point
where
there.
Larry King says the whole part where Larry King says, well, they have a right to do that. They do technically. But it's one step of separation away from completely censoring you.
You're right.
I hate when people go, well, you could say what you say, but this group has an opportunity to say what they say. No, they are getting you fired. They are saying, you can't say this or we will get you fired. Oh, how will you get me fired? Well, we'll use our First Amendment right to do this. It's like, it's very a weird gray area there when somebody can argue their point against your point and have a reasonable debate, or they can have a debate and get you fired.
They're not having a debate where both ideas are being heard and hashed out. They're trying to remove your ability to say what you want to say.
What you want to say. Exactly.
And that's very sad.
Through threats and mob tactics of sending a virtual leg breaker to your sponsors and affiliates and saying, get this person off or you're going to be sorry. That's not a First Amendment right. That is threatening somebody's livelihood based on what they're saying, and they don't have a right to do that.
They have a right to, but they shouldn't be listened to. They should not be listened to.
No, I don't think they even have a right to do that. I don't think they have a right to use mafia tactics to send people over to your associates and threaten them, guilt by association, to have you removed for what you said and threaten you with your livelihood. That is not freedom of fucking speech.
Bravo.
Well,
it's not. It's a threat. It's somebody threatening your livelihood with what they're saying.
Here's what their argument is. And this is what I've heard Sharpton say this, and this is where he diffuses that point because it's been raised to him. He says, well, and again, I'm paraphrasing, but he's saying, well, don't we have the right to go to advertisers and tell them where we're going to spend our dollars if you're supporting somebody who is denigrating us? This is his thing. If you're supporting by financing the show that is denigrating us, don't we, the consumers, have the right to go, we will spend our dollars elsewhere other than on a product that goes into paying someone who is denigrating us? That's how they justify their pushback. They don't look at it like they're removing your freedom of speech. So to argue with them, you have to ask, why don't you want to have this debate? Why do you want me silenced? Instead of saying they don't have the right to, because that's how they say, yeah, we have the right to. That's how they paint it for themselves, so they don't look like they're fucking removing your freedom of speech.
That's fucking semantics.
You're
that is a crafty, phony fucking way of getting around the fact that you're using your organization to strong arm sponsors and affiliates to get rid of somebody based on what they're saying.
It's disgusting.
It is.
Yeah.
Because Reverend Al didn't accept Imus's apology, if you remember. He needed Imus fired.
Imus should have
You know
killed
how
him, though.
disgusting that is? Oh, yeah, Imus.
He should have killed him on his show. He's so much smarter than Sharp.
Yeah, Imus kind of blew it. I mean,
sorry, apologize.
he kind of blew it. But they didn't even accept Imus's apology. That's just disgusting, too. They weren't going to stop until Imus was taken off the fucking air. Simple as that.
Yep.
And, you know, one of these days, I just hope management is brave enough to fucking not to give these people power and ride it out.
What are the advertisers?
She made a great point, but I think she's still phony. I think in her mind, she is moving on to something else, and this is a perfect way to fucking leave radio to do whatever she's got planned. She's hinting at the internet. She probably wants to take it all on herself.
She has a fucking platform, though. See, the difference is, like, when this show gets in trouble, Larry King doesn't call, or whoever on. She can go on and do Hannity, and like, I mean, this you guys could too, but I'm saying, she has a tremendous platform to push back. And if she only has a few months left on her contract, she has no financial interest. Well, we're not going to pay you. She's got a fucking few months left on her contract. So it's not like this show that had 2.5 years left and like, what the fuck happens now? She's got Larry King. She has massive options, and she has an audience that would push back for her.
But she might be dramatic with this whole thing going, look, I can't do it here anymore, so why don't you people follow me to my new venture?
Could be right. Look, I'm
You know
going to
what I mean?
fucking hit the internet. I'm doing a fucking webcast, whatever. Right.
She could get on. I don't know if she'd get on Oprah, but she could get on.
She doesn't want to save
massive
her radio,
shows.
but she doesn't want to save her radio career because I think she really has something else in
else.
mind.
Maybe you're
or
right.
she
On the
would,
back burner.
or of course you would. If you have 8 million listeners and you're making the type of money Dr. Laura is, you're going to fight right to the end. There's a reason to fight. But if you have something else in your mind, like, you know, I'm moving on, then of course you jump off right there.
Well,
Dramatically too, by the way.
Maybe management gave her that opportunity.
There's a few things that could be happening behind the scenes. We should know more than anybody. Whatever you see and hear isn't the whole fucking story. It's usually not even a piece of it. There's behind the scenes shit going on, maybe with management, or maybe she wants to have this big ending before she leaves to get some listeners to a webcast or whatever the fuck she's doing. Who knows?
Yeah. By the way, it sounds great to go to the internet, but I fast forward a few years and they're going to get the internet too, man.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way. They will.
Yeah.
They just will.
Look at
the stuff we can't do on satellite radio. This was supposed to be, well beyond
unfettered,
well beyond broadcast radio, and a lot of the stuff we did at NEW on regular radio, we simply can't do on satellite. And they're going to do the same fucking thing to the internet. I don't know how yet, but they're going to do it.
You know how they do it? They get you through your fucking through your web
provider.
Yeah. They go to the provider and go, oh, you're putting this kind of shit on your fucking...
Right.
And then you can't go to the smut fucking sites and use their servers. So it's really... There already are things going on where people go, I don't like seeing that. I don't like hearing that.
You see all these popular websites. I don't need to name any.
Oh, of course, the mania ones.
They're policing themselves, though, already. This shit they just will not allow on their sites anymore.
The issue with the internet, too, is so weird because it goes into that garbage community standards argument. And, like, there are certain trailers. I know when Buttman, I'm telling you, Staliano having those charges thrown out was fucking, why is he not on Larry King?
Yeah, that's huge.
That was a massive fucking win because they were using the same type of stuff like, I think it was a Joey Silvera movie about, like, squirting milk or some weird shit that they found offensive. And it was, I believe, an internet trailer. And that was where it got scary because your internet's in everybody's house.
Yeah.
So it goes through all communities. So you could violate the community standards of Broward County, Florida.
Yep.
But I think that, thank God that was thrown out. This is where the conservatives, I want them out. I'm happy that they're not in office right now.
Yeah, when it comes to shit like this, they're assholes.
The listeners fucking, I have a feeling that the listeners are killing me, telling me like that I'm attacking Dr. Laura.
I don't know.
No, they're just saying she has
I didn't even look
nice
at the files
hairy,
at all.
big slit.
Okay.
Dr. Laura is smart. She's playing the victim card like black people do.
Yeah, well, give her that. Okay.
Management will always look down on
Might be.
talent. That is the God's honest. Oh, God, I wish I could. Whatever. I
think they're behind us 110%, guys.
Really? Do you?
110%.
110%.
Ah, they're good.
Imus tried to duke it out, and look what happened to him.
But he didn't try to duke it out.
Did he at first? What was the initial response?
I don't remember anymore.
Did he get back on and just like,
I'm sorry I did that.
Did he say,
That
I'm
famous
sorry
clip.
immediately?
I'm sorry
Yeah, he
I did that.
apologized.
He wasn't sorry.
But he didn't fight back in the sense that when he was on Sharpton's show, I thought he should have
and that should, you know what?
killed him.
Imus going on Sharpton's show should have been good enough for Reverend Al Sharpton.
Right.
That's why he's a piece of shit. He knew even with Imus coming on that day, he still was going to go all the way and get him fired.
Yeah, absolutely.
He didn't even have an open mind when fucking Imus walked through that door to do some radio on his on Reverend Al's show. That's why he's a piece of shit. And doesn't have an open fucking mind.
Yeah.
He was grandstanding and going, wow,
Oh,
this is
yeah,
going to be even better for me.
He saw the opportunity.
He didn't even listen to Imus that day. And then he had his stupid daughter in the studio with her arms pretty much folded.
Is
with
she
that
the-
look on her face.
Yeah, the one who
Remember all that shit?
Is she a nappy-headed hoe? He was saying.
Right. I wouldn't have put up with any of that crap.
Is that the one that got in trouble with the cops, Danielle, whatever the fuck her name is?
I don't know.
Is that the one? There was one of his daughters and his ex-wife, I think, got pulled over.
Yeah, I don't know if
Who
that
gave
was
shit
the
to the
same.
cops.
Yeah, but
Lovely.
But that's why Reverend Al's a piece of shit. He never had an open mind in that situation. He was loving the attention, and it didn't matter. He was going to get Imus fired no matter what.
But that was less.
That should have been good enough when Imus went on his fucking show.
Les Moonves did not have to fire him.
That showed a lot. Yeah, I know.
They didn't have to.
Yeah, I blame them too. They should have hung in there.
Of course.
But there was one of the upper management guys was a black guy. That
NAACP guy?
Yeah, he was very into this whole Imus thing.
And again,
getting him off the air.
None of the white people around him will ever have a racial discussion that's honest and go, look, we all know, whatever it was they would need to say. They probably, whenever a black guy says racism, especially in a corporate situation, all the other white people are like, okay, I guess you're right. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Because they don't have friends like Patrice or Keith or any of these dumb guys that we hang out with who we yell back and forth and everybody's honest.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like,
No, I know.
I'm never
true.
afraid of fucking having an argument with one of my black friends because I know where I'm not coming from a horrible place.
This is kind of Adam in Connecticut. We do have to break, but Adam writes, in America we hate terrorism, but we love economic terrorism.
I hope after he wrote that he struck a pole.
All right. A lot of reactions. Maybe we'll go to the phones after the break.
The Virus, Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Let's go right to the phones. We got a non-N-word that wants in on the Dr. Laura discussion.
My God, Larry.
Non-N person?
Non-N-word, yes. That's his name, man. From Florida. What do you got, sir?
How you guys doing today?
Hey,
all right.
I wanted to start by talking about, I saw Reverend Al on a panel show last night on MSNBC. I wanted to tell you what he said, but
Okay.
I was curious, did any of you guys see him get his ass whipped back in the 80s on the Morton Downey Jr. show for calling another guy an Uncle Tom?
Oh, wow. Can we find that clip?
No, I didn't remember
Morton
that.
Downey Jr. was one of the best TV shows
that?
ever, man.
Yeah.
Morton Downey ruled.
Step up to the big mouth.
Right. He was a clown.
It was old Fat Al in a tracksuit, and it was another black activist leader, and he on live TV called him an Uncle Tom, and that guy jumped up and rolled his fat ass out of the back of the chair. It was fantastic.
Oh, that
Wow, I don't
rules.
remember that, man.
Oh, wait.
Look at the old Reverend Al.
My manners in 88 were gentle, sir. I took nothing but crap from you. You made all kinds of promises about what you could deliver. Sir, you couldn't deliver. You couldn't deliver. You couldn't deliver a quart of milk. You couldn't. Tell me about this. Tell me about this. I had them. You chickened out. You kicked him out. You were a coward. You were a coward. Come here. You were a coward.
You had
wouldn't
Stephen
show.
Pavonis and Dennis Quaid.
We had
and we
the
wouldn't
problem.
show. Because if you lie, I'll walk right at it. Because you know that I called you 10 times.
Let me get back to this. Don't touch my hand.
Oh, damn.
You won't break anything. Leave us both alone. Leave us both alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
He knows it's good TV.
Leave him alone.
Yeah.
There's the new Al.
Yep.
Threatening somebody. That's good.
Let me come back to Louise.
Oh,
Step
fuck
up to the big
I got to
mouth.
find the other clip, but Morton Downey Jr. took on Reverend Al. You don't see anyone taking on Reverend Al like this.
And that's the guy who was on the cover of Newsweek a few weeks ago. Yeah. That guy that just jumped up and grabbed him and said, "I'll break your neck." Was this it? Let's see what this is.
Oh, man. Who's that?
That's Roy Innes.
Roy Innes.
Pushed Reverend Al right on his fat ass.
Pushed him down.
Oh, he did. He pushed him
I
on
know
his
Roy.
ass.
He's fucking.
Roy Innes.
Roy
Yeah.
Innes is great.
Yeah. There you go. Morton Downey Jr. used to take him on.
Roy's a smart dude, man.
He didn't let him spew his horse shit.
It really is refreshing to watch these old clips and remember what the old Reverend Al was back then. Because no one would ever cut slack to the to an old racist. You know? Oh, I'm a different person now. Well, look at his history, his past. But Reverend Al just gets a pass like that. He's the media darling now.
Roy
Speaking
Innes
at the
was great.
Democratic National Convention and everything.
We need another Morton Downey Jr. to get in his face on TV.
Did he call Roy Innes an Uncle Tom?
I think he did. I think Al did.
He's from I believe Roy is from the Virgin Islands or the West Indies. He's not American. I mean, he wasn't born here.
Yeah.
I don't think.
That means he's surly.
But he's one of those guys. He's not though. But he's not that guy at all. He's a really smart dude.
Sure. Let's go back to non-N-word.
Morty with the friggin' cigarette is hysterical because he wanted to die of lung cancer.
But how great. He's just doing his TV show, smoking butts.
You're a coward, bear.
I remember he used to blow the smoke right in some of the guests' face if he didn't like him. He ruled. If you want to have fun, if you've never heard of Morton Downey Jr., for some of the younger people out there, fucking check out some clips on YouTube.
Didn't he start?
He was an animal.
Didn't he start the whole fucking thing of all these crazy Springer? He started all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he got completely insane. What was it? The swastika?
Swastika on his head because his ratings were going down, so he carved a swastika in his head in a bathroom and came out like he was beat up by some white supremacists.
Right.
And the swastika was backwards on his head.
Which meant that he did it himself
in a mirror.
Asshole. Didn't he admit that he lied?
I don't remember how it all ended. Go ahead, non-N-word. Your next point.
Well, last night on this panel show, it was a white host and Al on the phone and another guy I don't know, they were talking to. But Al said all exactly what you'd expect. And in fairness to him, as much as I detest him, he started out making kind of a good point about, that nobody she has the right to say whatever she wants, but kind of the same point you guys were making earlier, that it seemed a little transparent that maybe she was looking for an excuse to be, over the top and really, threw it out there excessively. But then, of course, he can't help himself. He gets into the good old, here we go about the affiliates and the sponsors, and that's where she'll, the retribution will be, and it's like, oh, here we go, same old Al.
That's what's disgusting about Sharpton. Because I really do hope Sharpton grabs his chest and just collapses, because that's why he's a pig. Because nobody is telling him he cannot voice any opinion he wants. There's no threat of backlash. It's like, why would you want to threaten her with backlash? As much as she's a reprehensible, unfuckable monster with a bad wig, why should she have backlash for saying that?
The only backlash should be somebody else debating you and making you sound silly for what you're saying. Not a backlash of losing your fucking livelihood. That, like I said before, is mob tactics.
It's sickening.
Right. Yeah.
That's all I got, fellas.
All right, let's not argue, sir.
The more I think about it, Dr. Laura has something ess going on by the end of the year.
Hopefully it rhymes with fades. Or Manser. Or fucking Mamidia. Fucking menopause. I hope she sneezed and her uterus wound up under the console. That's why she canceled the other hour of her show. I have to have a hysterectomy. Hope she's using her pussy to store winter coats in. I fucking hate that bitch. Ooh, do I want to fuck her.
I think she wants a lot of money over her freedom of speech. You know what I mean? You just don't walk away from 8 million fucking listeners unless you got something else in your head that you're going on to.
True.
Fontaine in Virginia.
Hey, boys.
What's up, Fontaine?
What up?
Hey, Opie, you're an incredibly fair guy and honest, and I appreciate you taking this call. I respect that about you. You guys got me mad this morning because you failed to realize that it takes time to prepare. I mean, even though it's a month away, Jimmy's going to be at Charlie Goodnight's in Raleigh, September 30th through October 2nd. Tickets are on sale now, 919-828-5233.
Why, thank you, Fontaine. An excellent and poignant phone call.
It was.
And that's
it. Takes time to prepare.
Am I going to finally meet Fontaine?
Fontaine.
Maybe.
Thank you, Fontaine. You're a good man.
Who made Al a reverend and where does he preach at?
Exactly.
We don't
know.
know.
Buffet.
Someone is saying, Dr. Laura, well, he says, this bitch is trying to torpedo her career. No, she's not. She wants to move on to something else, and this is a great way to jump off and start anew. Morton Downey Jr. is actually Rich Voss's dad.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that until just now.
Sure, he did the swastika wrong. Of course he is. He's a dope.
What did he call a swastika? Voss.
Voss?
Yeah. He did say, check the wall.
Or did he call? Oh, he's
check
so
the wall. It might be
a
up
Jew
there.
that can't say swastika.
I hope it's up there.
What a terrible person Voss is.
It's hard to find it, though. There's hundreds.
I know.
And
There's so many Vossisms.
mispronunciations.
He's just a lump of shit.
Wow, Manning's undergoing more tests, uncertain for game, huh?
Oh, yeah?
Exactly what I said was going to happen.
You're right.
Someone's going to get hurt because they had to have bragging rights for this new stadium. Dopes.
Who won,
the
by the
NFL
way?
is they're just stupid.
I think it was a swash sticker. Swash. A swash sticker. The swash sticker.
He's legally retarded.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Shit.
That's the message here.
Oh, he's a dope.
Did maybe a little too much fucking drugs back in his day.
He is a dope.
Hey, Brett Favre.
But can I say about Brett Favre?
Brett Favre, yes.
This is why I love Florentine. I hope I'm not supposed to. Should I not be saying, Kenny? Should I not be saying where Jim is?
I'll wait till tomorrow.
Okay, let's just say no, I can't. I out of respect for it's not a bad place. Florentine's having just let's say a really cool moment, but all he's doing is trashing Brett Favre on his Twitter.
Really?
No one hates Favre more than Florentine. He's been bashing him. He just attacks. I'm so sick of ESPN love affair with Brett Favre. He could shoot up an elementary school and they would still break down how precise his aim is. He fucking. Instead of sending a pic of his cock to the girl, Favre should have sent one of him throwing a big interception that has ended his last 3 seasons. It's Jim Florentine on Twitter. What is it? Mr. Jim Florentine. He fucking murders Brett Favre.
He is fucking
I follow
funny,
Jim
man.
on Twitter. What, Kenny?
Will he be in Hartford?
Yeah, he'll be in Hartford, Connecticut this weekend.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's been killing Favre, man.
Let's get him in. Well, we should try to get him on the phone to talk about Brett Favre. So what, Brett? What, is he playing this year, I guess?
Yeah, he's
just wants attention.
He's playing.
It's weird. Why does he need so much attention? It's Brett Favre.
Embarrassing.
He's pushing it a little too much, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm gonna retire.
He ain't going anywhere, motherfucker. He ain't retiring.
That's all we got on that, I guess.
That's all we got on Brett Favre. Wow. Yeah, he's playing. Boy, how many times this guy fucking fake retiring?
Exactly. Yeah. Enough with him and his bad ankle. Go fuck yourself. Has he won a Super Bowl? He won one, right? No?
Yeah, he won with Green Bay earlier in his career.
Go Pack Go.
So he's set.
Go Pack Go.
You just need to win one in football.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
If you don't win any, you look silly.
Ronnie B must be happy today.
Oh?
Judge rules in favor of Westboro Baptist Church.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I know. We all know Ronnie B's in bed with those people. That's right. Says the Missouri ban, I guess it should read, on protesting at military funerals is unconstitutional.
And they're right. As much as they're a horrible
It hurts
group.
to say it, but they are right. But there should be consequences. I'm waiting for the consequences.
You'd hope.
It's like that whole N-word argument we have, you know? I mean, if you want to say the N-word in front of black people, there's going to be consequences.
It really is a sickening
So if
thing.
you want to like protest at military fucking funerals, I'm waiting for some consequences, and you know what's going to happen. Someone's going to do something. They're going to lose their fucking mind.
You hope.
Yeah.
Because it's sickening what they're doing. They have the right to do it, but I'm just waiting for the other side of this.
They're despicable.
The consequences of doing something like that.
They're just despicable people.
I think that goes directly. That's contradictory to what I was just saying before, though.
What?
To say like, okay, you say something, you do have freedom of speech, and then to say that you're going to do something where you hope people lose their job based on affiliates and sponsors, and now you're saying you hope somebody actually might lose their life based on what people are doing.
We're hypocrites.
No, we're not. We didn't say that.
This whole world is confusing.
Well, when you say you hope somebody does something, whether it's physical violence,
just hope something happens, whatever it is.
Yeah. But isn't that kind of contradictory to what we're saying?
No, because because expressing opinions. There's a common sense line that we all have, and I'm not saying your opinion shouldn't be controversial. When you're going to the funeral of dead soldiers and you're saying God likes dead soldiers and you're showing these outlines of guys fucking guys in the ass, you're being such egregious pigs that even though technically you do have the freedom, I can still wish something horrible would happen to you. Even though I'm probably wrong to wish that.
But wouldn't that also be, if somebody is so offended by what we're saying, that then what I was saying about them going to sponsors and using strong-arm tactics and things like that, isn't that kind of the same thing?
Nah, because this is a little more honest than strong-arm tactics to advertisers. This is kind of just taking it right to the problem. This is taking it right to the... This is the equivalent of the audience tuning out. See, here's why. If Dr. Laura ever lost her show, it should be because people grew tired of hearing what she said, and they no longer listened. There's 100 or 200 or 300 people in the Westboro Church. So I think that if people grow tired of hearing what they say, the audience leaving, well, maybe that's the equivalent of what I would like to happen. I'm in an unwinnable argument. I know that. I'm allowing my hatred of them.
I know.
It just feels
Believe me,
right.
so am I.
We are hypocrites because it just feels right.
But that's not the...
Freedom in America is a very confusing
They're being
thing.
reprehensible.
It's extremely confusing.
That's like protesting outside of a black funeral and saying niggers are not as good as white people. And then saying... I have freedom of speech. What you're doing is you're not really trying to express freedom of speech. You're simply inciting something, and you're trying to get attention for yourself.
Yeah.
Again, maybe that should be legal.
Ooh, you're fighting your way out of this, Jimmy. I like this.
But we all know what you're doing.
Right.
And again, I could never win this argument in court.
But when radio guys fuck up, they're not trying to incite in general. Imus wasn't trying to incite anything. We keep going back to Imus. He was just trying to entertain his audience and be funny. That's it. And what they're doing is certainly inciting.
And it's almost like if you're a radio host, it would be hard to defend a radio host, even though he didn't break any FCC violations, who went on and said, you know what? I think the gas chambers were good, and I would never encourage anybody to kill Jews, but I think the fact that they were slaughtered is a good thing because they contribute. A guy didn't violate. He didn't incite people to hurt Jews, but I would still understand a company firing that guy because using your freedom of speech, I guess it should be legal, but he's being a pig. I can't win this argument legally, and I know that.
Yeah.
But the inciting thing helps you a little bit. A little bit.
Can you use the fire in a movie theater thing?
Because I can't even say that they're doing that. Westboro Church is not causing people to riot. They're not encouraging people to riot. They're not putting people in danger. I can't even say that they are. They're not. They're just expressing horrendous opinions.
Do you think you can incite somebody to violence through mental abuse like that? That is if you're a parent at the funeral of your child that's been killed in the war, and you see these people with signs like that, don't you think that can be worse than yelling fire in a movie theater?
Yes, but the right of Americans to protest the war in a public place overrides the rights of parents, however real their feelings are, to not be hurt. And I believe me, playing devil's advocate because I think they're repugnant. But the right to say what you want publicly overrides the right of people's feelings. I think so.
Yeah.
Because they are making a public, and again, I think they're despicable. I can't think of a more hateable group.
I know. I do wish horrid things on them.
It's like we try to find a reason why they should, because what they're doing is so egregious and so piggish. But I guess the Constitution does allow for it. And a lot of people would find, say, a gay protest across the street. I know I'm killing my own argument, but a gay protest across the street of a church during a service,
right.
We want it just as disgusting as that.
Right.
And they have the right to do that.
As an American, how much freedom are you willing to accept? You know what I mean?
You got to take that.
Because everyone has their line.
But I think you do have to take it like all.
Yeah, well, it's a question, though. That
Klan has the right to march.
But I'm just saying that's a question that I think people, think about all the time. How much freedom are they willing to accept in America? Right?
Yeah. That's something.
Because a lot of people, if we went to the phones, want these people shut down.
Yep. Unless they, there has to be a way, because they're all lawyers. They're smart. Shirley Phelps, smart woman. They all know their rights. So like cops will go, I just want to say one thing. We don't want to hear it.
Yep.
Can I just say, no, you can't. They don't care what the cops say because they are within their rights and they know it. The best thing to do to them was when that motorcycle gang blasted the motorcycles right where they were protesting.
Oh, we got a guy that knows about them. Can I go?
Yeah.
Make your point. I'm sorry.
No. Just to drown them out.
Right.
And it did frustrate them.
Right. Well, that's the type of thing we like to see.
Yes. The public.
Right. To fight back that way.
Yep.
Because you got that freedom.
Yep.
Fred in Florida.
Hello.
Hi, Fred.
Hi, Fred.
Hello, Fred.
Well, Rick. Damn queers are all over the place. Vivian Vance is eating pussy. Wish I could whistle.
Happy birthday, Luke.
We're gonna see some dykes tonight.
Hey, Fred, I think Lucy's been eating pussy. God hates dead fags.
How old are you, Fred?
35.
Yeah, that's about the cutoff for Fred. You don't see a lot of new Freds.
No new Freds.
My dad was a Fred.
Yep.
It's an old school name.
And he would have been 80.
Yeah.
So, Jesus Christ, that's crazy to
old
say
school.
out loud. Yes, Fred, go ahead.
The biker gang you were talking about, the Patriot Riders.
Okay.
That's kind of what they do. Is if you have a family member or somebody, if they're any sort of serviceman who's deceased, and you want to have a service, and you're concerned about these whack job church people showing up, they will come in force in large numbers and pretty much create a perimeter so that they're still within their rights to protest, but not anywhere near your actual your family and the going-ons and things. And what are the church people going to do? Force their way past a bunch of military vet bikers?
Right.
True. Get their ass handed to them.
Believe me, they were getting annoyed. I watched a documentary called, I don't remember what it's called, but it's about the Westboro Church. And
It's a stupid name.
What?
I don't know what it's called, but it's about the Westboro.
It was such a long title for. I was like, why? Who would buy this? But I did, so it worked. It might be called "Deliver Us from Evil" or something. But they really are just fucking creeps. Yeah. They're just creeps, and they're looking for attention. And they found the fag issue, and it's like, aw, what's the matter? Was nobody noticing you before?
Yeah. No one was noticing their little church.
This was funny. This guy was great.
Oh, who's this?
Oh, I don't know if this is the guy. The guy who rickrolled the Westboro Church.
Oh, yeah.
That's different. But I want to know where these guys, do they protest at the gay church or down on fucking Christopher Street where the fucking gay gangs are?
Yeah.
There's gay gangs?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, dude. There are factions of very known gangs that are gay. They don't play games. They're fucking gang members. They just happen to like penises. Nom nom nom.
Oh, look at her with the I love vagina sign.
I think if people are going to attack Shirley Roper Phelps or whatever her name is, what they should do is they should hold up pictures, because one of her kids, I believe, she had out of wedlock. They should attack her with that. Because that is a source of, it has to be a source of humiliation.
Gotta be.
And they should show up, hold up pictures of him, and hold up signs asking her what the cock felt like. How did it feel to take a cock when you weren't married?
It's wonderful.
And ask Fred, how does it know to know that your daughter lay down and wrapped her legs around somebody out of wedlock?
Oh, that should be fuming.
Like, how did that feel? Did he put it deeper than most men do? I mean, like, that's to me what I would do.
Yeah. Yep.
They're hard to argue it though, because I think they're very convicted in their beliefs.
This is a very good point from Dan in Jersey. Dan, go ahead, Dan.
Dan.
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm a father of two. I'm just saying it's inevitable. Two beautiful children. I can honestly say my life would be over if I ever lost my kids. I would have no qualms about going into a situation where I bomb. I mean, I don't know if I say this on air, but
Well, yeah, don't say you're going to bomb a certain place unless your name is Rich Voss and you're on your way there to do a gig.
Yeah, let me.
Sorry, Rich.
Let me.
You don't want to bomb a place.
Let me help you along. Being a father, you're saying if you lost one of your kids, you have pretty much nothing to lose.
absolutely.
And if you felt like someone was mocking the death of your son or daughter, it would be pretty easy to maybe think about doing something.
Well, we always think about that guy that spun around at the phone booth when they were bringing that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That defendant out that had.
That's a perfect example of a father that had nothing to lose at that point.
Blew the guy's brains out, put the gun down, put his hands up.
Right.
And that was it.
Why
End of story.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Why I find that church to be so despicable is because they're going. This and again, this is what I think their argument is. I'm not 100% sure. Was that the IEDs? They say IEDs are good because they kill soldiers. Is apparently some IEDs or some explosive devices were thrown onto their property years ago, and the legal system didn't do much about it. Probably because everybody hates them.
Of course.
So they feel, and I think this is the argument, that God is defending these soldiers, meaning them, these soldiers of faith, by allowing this country to be punished by IEDs overseas.
Oh.
Like, God is punishing America for allowing these good children of God to be harassed or injured or threatened. But by that logic, if you have such faith in God, why do you need the police to protect you?
Right.
Why do you need to follow civil ordinance, you fucking cowards?
God's magic. He'll be able to protect you.
If God is going to allow a war to kill soldiers overseas, why wouldn't God stop some local yokel cops from interfering? Why do you need protection? Why do you need to file for permits? Just march. God, that to me is where their cowardice is.
Because it's God's will. If God's will is that someone puts a bullet through one of their heads, then it's just God's will.
Yeah.
And boy, would they be in for a surprise after that. Oh, what? It isn't all about this?
How awful it would be if they were totally right. We'd all be like, oh, fuck.
Ah, shit.
Gosh
Hate
dang
that.
it. I'm in
Hate
trouble.
being wrong.
Ooh, I have a lot of things to apologize for.
Let's go to Don in Texas. Don.
Is Don on the phone?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. We had a local soldier that passed away over there in overseas, and Westboro Baptist Church had tried to come in, apply for permits. Or did I say it right?
No, Westboro. It's all right.
That's all right.
Anyway, they shut them down. The thing is, our city, it's a real small town and everything else, a couple thousand people. They shut the entire town down for this guy's funeral. You couldn't drive. They had the fire department. You know how it is. It's Texas. The thing is, these people are cowards. They won't come to an area that has a lot of support for the soldiers or anything else. Plus, in Texas, we can carry guns, so you know.
They also, again, I would have more respect for them at least if they. And again, maybe they do, but the Gay Pride Parade here in New York. Why don't they show up there? God loves dead fag. How about all 40 or 50 of you show up with your signs and then watch the police try to stop you from being attacked.
Watch thousands of homos come after you.
I wonder if they're denied permits because the police couldn't protect them.
Probably.
They probably would be overrun, and unfortunately, cops would get hurt.
Hey, Comic-Con is coming up a lot.
Oh yeah, they were outside. Me and Sam drove by them.
Why were they there?
Because they need attention, and that's where you go after the comic books.
What is? Why are they going after comic books?
Who knows? Because they're like they're false idols or some childish reason for attention.
I heard they were very successful pushing them back.
Yeah,
the protest was.
I hear. Spider-Man likes ass sex.
He loves it.
That's what it was.
That web is just cum shooting out.
Yes, he shoots cum from his wrist.
Let's say hi to Tim in Jersey. Tim.
Yo, O&A, little Jimmy.
Yo.
Hello, buddy.
Listen, there is a YouTube video of these assholes protesting. So basically, a group called Anonymous from 4chan basically fought back. So these assholes used the police to help them escape, and someone threw a bowling ball through the window of their van and hit Fred Phelps right in the face.
When was this?
This was, I believe, about 8 months ago. There's a video of it on YouTube.
I've seen that.
Oh, that's
I didn't see the
great.
bowling ball, but watching these cowards run away, it was like, well, why doesn't God just step in and fucking help you out, assholes?
Yes.
Where's God and his big dick to smack everybody with it? His big hetero dick. It probably has to be a big dick. I'd hate it if God had 6.
Well, all right. Well, okay. Thomas in D.C. Thomas.
Yeah, I work at Arlington National Cemetery, and those Westboro Baptist Church guys have showed up here to protest active duty funerals before.
Ugh. Seems like they're getting pushed back though, more and more.
Yeah, are they getting bored with this? Maybe
no.
they're
No,
not
it's
getting
the only,
bored,
it's the only
but-
reason people listen to them.
Yeah.
Fred Phelps is shit. He's a disbarred lawyer, or he quit the profession. I don't know if he was disbarred or quit.
He'll quit the game.
But he was a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's repulsive.
All right. Why don't we take a break?
Scumbags.
I need some food.
I wish there was video of one of them in a fucking buddy booth or a fucking.
Oh, that's what you need. Because you just know.
Somebody in there.
You just know they're too fucked up about all this shit to not be, like, really fucked up sexually. They must just love fucking sucking dick. Just fucking assholes.
Like Squiggy, that door should open. Hello.
Let's go to Adam. His uncle's part of the motorcycle group. Adam, tell us give us some inside info, man.
Morning, boys.
Hey.
Basically, my uncle's a former ranger, and he was telling me about this whole Westboro Church, and basically they'd ride around and make it very uncomfortable for the...
Yes, sir. Sorry.
That's all right. Basically, they would make it very uncomfortable.
Power.
for them.
New York?
I was going to go Texas.
You go right ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
How does it feel, caller?
Go ahead, Adam.
Go ahead.
Basically, they'd stand right next to them. They'd fart in their face, belch right in their face. They just make it very uncomfortable for them. They'd hold up giant flags so that the family couldn't see.
Oh, good.
The protest.
Oh, that's good, yeah. Yeah, let them
it's
fucking
pretty
protest and then just hold up some giant fucking sheets so that no one could see them.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because at one point they said out in Arizona they had 2 motorcyclists that would ride around with rope tied between them and just mow these people over.
That's funny. Jesus. I'd love to see that.
Right on, bro.
That's all I got, boys. Punching out.
All right, Adam. With that, we'll take a break, regroup, get into some other things. Stay there.
And now, the Opie and Anthony Show on the Virus. Sirius XM.
Steve Bladder.
What, Jimmy?
Steve Bladder back from vacation.
Saw that.
From Greece, limping.
All right.
He's got a little limp to his gait.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Greek people like fucking in the ass.
He was riding a horse for 2 weeks. Young captain.
Hey, we got Montana Fishburne calling in about an hour.
Yeah.
Very sexy.
Very sexy porn star.
Yeah,
A new porn star.
I got her smut disc right here.
Oh, he's very not happy.
No.
Yeah, Lawrence not happy. 19 years old, this Montana Fishburne.
19, eh? That's supple.
Making her porn debut.
Those
MontanaExposed.com.
Those implants, what do you think?
No.
No way.
She's got youth
Natural
on her side,
big
man.
tits?
Yeah, 19. 19.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, speaking of fucking, there's a great video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Little girl describes hearing her parents having sex.
Really?
Oh, yeah, listen to this.
Who you said was naked?
Daddy and Mommy.
And what happened?
mommy's naked, and you're in trouble, both of y'all.
Okay, so what happened?
Mommy was saying, and I heard you.
What was you at when you heard that?
I was out my bed, and you was making sounds.
You was in your room?
And I was waking up, and I heard you.
Who you hear?
Mommy said, and Daddy said,
Jesus. Oh, Uncle Paul.
And that's why Mommy said, and Daddy said,
Yeah.
Yeah, they always know.
Is that what Mommy and Daddy were saying?
Oh, I know.
Were they having sex? Or, well, make another lame luggage joke. It just never ends, does it?
Well, she heard her parents having sex.
Yeah.
Sure. You gotta teach him.
Going,
That is not, I did not do that.
and Daddy's going like a girl like this. And then Daddy screamed like a girl, and Mommy screamed like a girl. Both of them scream like a girl, say, See, Daddy.
Patrice over that house? Listen to him.
See what you did? Do you see what you did? I can't believe this. I bet my daughter knows my name.
Wow.
There you go. She can't be more than what? 7?
Yeah.
She's 6. She'll be
6?
7 August 29th.
Are you going to get a present?
I know her. She's an emailer.
She's 4. Oops.
Oh, that's a little
They grow up
different.
so fast.
4, 7, whatever.
Jeez, way off on that one.
Gangbanger talking to her. Jesus.
Well, you know.
Her dad.
I didn't.
Yeah, well, that's my daughter.
She's very cute.
The daddy finds us funny. Yeah, people are a little, I don't know, funny or inappropriate.
It's inappropriate, but it's like, he's just asking his daughter. It's like one of those things that your kid says, so why not tape it?
It's like the black version of Charlie Bit Me.
Yeah. Daddy fucked mommy. Daddy!
Daddy!
You went ass to mouth to mommy. You didn't wash it off first.
Mommy was screaming. That really hurt.
Mommy bit Daddy. He's got too much girth. Daddy!
Daddy fucked mommy.
Mommy, Daddy came on your bum and in your hair.
Oh, yeah.
You ever hear your parents having sex, Ed? I know you've heard your dad have sex, but
No.
no,
Not. I can't say I have.
I don't think I have either.
Jackie Martley had a funny joke years ago. He goes, "Yeah, I saw my parents having sex. I'll never rent that video again." I think that was Jackie. It's very funny.
Right on.
It's a good one.
Well, I guess at least the next story, you got a mom busted in Facebook hijinks. So you got a mom. She's got a son who's 11 months old.
Son.
And she thought it would be funny to have her son make him believe he's taking a hit from a bong.
Yeah, look at the bong.
There's
It's
the
big.
picture.
Kid's holding the bong. Looks like he's just drinking out of a cup.
Right. So she thought it was, a wacky picture put on Facebook to get a little attention. And they busted her.
Arrested.
For possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yeah.
How can you not own that? It's a legal product.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a touchy law
I
there.
think as
In
far
some
as
states.
selling it, I know there's a problem with that because I know Tommy Chong had a problem when he opened
No,
up
because
that
he's
head shop.
because he said it was for pot use. I think if you don't say it's for pot use, you can sell it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, couldn't you smoke tobacco out of that?
Tobacco.
You could do a lot of shit with that. You could
Yeah.
drink fucking iced tea out of
Whatever.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can fucking
One of my favorite things at some head shops is that they have signs all over the place that'll say, for tobacco use only, no slang or whatever. And then like right by the tobacco water pipes, which are for tobacco only, they sell pollen catchers. So it's like, well,
what's a pollen catcher?
Well, if you were going to be really against the law and smoke marijuana, what you would do is you could grind it up in a grinder, and then the pot pollen could fall through a screen and be collected, so that you could scrape it off and add it to your deliciousness later on and get even more high.
Yeah, more high.
Even more high.
I didn't know you could do that with tobacco.
The point is,
pollen.
you're not.
Yeah.
I never heard of smoking tobacco pollen, so.
Yeah.
A water pipe.
It's a joke. But, I mean, then they arrested the mom, and then they had the kid tested, and, of course, there's no drugs in his system. The mom was just going for a goof picture.
Yeah, going for the little Facebook funny kid bong picture.
Right.
And she winds up getting arrested. Water pipe, yes, water pipe. Do you own a water pipe? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they got her on. Drug paraphernalia possession?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck is that? Did they find resin in it?
No, nothing, man.
Then
Nothing.
Then what's the problem?
Well, a little outrage.
Outrage. Yeah, I'm sure people are outraged.
A teenage Florida mom thought it'd be funny to snap a picture of her 11-month-old son playing with a bong. You see all this shit online all the time.
Adorable.
Parents who are very good parents just going for a little goof picture or something.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Playing with a bong and slap it on Facebook, but the half-baked scheme landed her in the clink. Cops busted her after a computer user in Texas saw the picture and called an abuse hotline to report her.
Wow, fucking people.
It's just a joke.
It's obviously a joke.
You really do live in a wild fucking
But
country,
just a
man.
country of tattletales and snitches.
Yeah.
So they got her on the drug paraphernalia thing. It doesn't appear the baby boy was injured. Of course not. A drug test on him came back negative.
Of course it did.
But after the dubious, they had her write dubious display, she took to Facebook once again to defend herself, trying to convince readers that there was nothing wacky about the tobacco pipe in the pic. If you look at the picture, you can see that there's no bowl in the tobacco pipe, she wrote.
Tobacco pipe.
And I took a pic to show one person, and it was a mistake. I would never, ever, ever let him get high. So, do you realize how serious this is? I could go to jail, and he could be taken away from me. Why would you do something so fucking stupid, she wrote.
She said that?
Yeah, I know what I did was stupid, but I would never put my son, my baby, in harm. I'm so nice to everyone. I don't know why you would do this to me.
She sounds.
So someone out there showing a little concern, but why don't you just mind your own fucking business?
Because no one does. No one does.
I'm going to make sure that baby's taken care of.
Blown out of proportion.
Of course it is.
They haven't really. Florida child welfare officials were not amused. We are alarmed that any parent would take pictures of their child next to what is obviously drug paraphernalia.
Really? Are you alarmed that a lot of parents bring their kids to Hollywood and in any horrific movie where they need a baby, the parents allow their kids to be seen in that light?
Ooh, how about that?
Does that bother you? That fucking, I mean, again, whatever the murder story would be. Or
what's the movie? Is it good?
5-year-old kid fucking played Gage in Pet Sematary.
Oh.
Supposed to be murdered, killed by a truck. How come you're not alarmed at that?
Right.
Because it was a comedy. Hysterical's little shoe. I loved his little bouncing
I know.
shoe.
At least they got something to hang in the rearview mirror.
Brian in Toronto. Brian.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
All right, Brian.
Listen, I'm a police officer in Toronto, and I can tell you that what happens is once that bong has been used and has resin in it from use with marijuana, then it becomes an illegal piece of property. It becomes, it becomes drug paraphernalia.
Oh, does it?
Otherwise, it's just a lovely decorative item.
Hey, off subject. Did somebody play the piano with their toes?
Yeah.
Okay. I just read that.
China's Got Talent,
I just
I think.
read that.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
By the way, we don't have a Prince Poppycock update yet.
Oh, he's not out?
He hasn't been on America's Got Talent in a couple weeks. I think next week he makes his appearance again, finally. So. That America's Got Talent is just dragging the fuck on.
Endless. Fuck that show.
Here's Adam in Virginia. Adam.
Morning, boys.
Good morning.
Hello.
Taking it back to the conversation of.
All right, hold on. Hold on, Adam. Hold on. We found the video of the.
I didn't mean to be ADD. I just read that.
People are talking about this, though.
There's a China's Got Talent, huh?
Yeah, it's all over the world.
That's great.
It's franchised everywhere, this damn show.
Little kid could fucking make 800 sweaters in one day for $1.
我叫刘伟，来自北京，梦想就是成为一个一流的音乐制作人。10岁那年呢，我。
They're showing him, no, the lead is showing him do things with his feet. He's folding his shirt with his toes.
可能在几秒钟，
He's putting his shirt on with his feet.
记得那年我跟我的同学一起玩捉迷藏，不幸被电意外击倒，度过了45天的生命危险期。
Brushing his teeth with his foot. He's holding it with his foot.
Oh my God.
He's working a computer with his foot.
How's he jerk off?
我就哭了。
He's using chopsticks with his foot. I'll kill myself.
就是我怎么样吃饭，他说你得练习自己吃饭。
Look at this. He's leaning over.
谁照顾你？
Not using his hands.
那时候我母亲灌输我，你没有跟别人不一样，所以我现在觉得我跟别人没有任何。
He must be so
我
sick
是
of
觉得
toes
你
smell.
们用手做的事情，我用脚做。我妈不求我有多么大的成绩，她只是要求我健健康康的好好的活着。
How does he pick his nose?
He's saying.
但是对我来说，我要为他们做的，就是一定要做得很成功。来中国达人秀，我的最终目标肯定是前3，让母亲自豪地说起他儿子。
All right, there he goes.
This is dumb language.
It's just like America's Got Talent.
Exactly.
Except they're all Chinese.
我正在想，为什么琴凳是那样的，在钢琴前面有你用脚弹钢琴，哇！
He's never played the piano. They're just going to embarrass him.
什么时候开始
Just push him over
弹
a
钢
lot.
琴呢？
我是19岁弹的钢琴。
Judges have to talk to him.
That's the worst fucking set ever.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Why is the huge mic flags?
Probably for the rest of the world to see.
Because their languages, they have 10,000 characters.
I know.
That's
Do they really?
why.
It's got to be written out.
Yes. They need the space.
They're all applauding. They don't have an obnoxious English.
There we go.
There he goes.
Playing the piano with his feet.
Boo!
Oh, that stinks. His feet.
Oh, that's fucked up.
We'll have to push him back, watch him fall off the chair.
How bad do you want to hit his toes with a fucking mallet?
More than
His
I've ever
tootsies.
wanted anything.
It's Beethoven. It's Bach.
Beethoven.
Mozart.
Oh, look, the one girl's crying. Why is she crying? Because she has to probably ask him. Yeah, I was shocked everybody be with her.
That's with his fucking toes?
Yeah. I'm lucky I can stand with my toes.
Can't even play chopsticks.
It's, whoa. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's fucking good.
Wow.
They gave him a standing ovation, which is great. They're all clapping. One thing he can't do.
He can't do that with his feet.
How you make that noise?
Yeah, they're basically all saying, now do this.
How you make that noise?
Right.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Billy Toll. Just coming in. There's a lot of them now.
Joel.
There's a lot of them now.
Who else plays the...
I know. That's all you need is someone that plays piano.
How about Elton Foot, John?
Hey, let's say hi to Jay Moore, everyone. Jay Moore's.
Jay Moore's.
Elton Foot John.
Elton Foot John, exactly.
There you
Did
go.
not go unnoticed. Chipper saying that did not go unnoticed.
Thanks, Jay. Careful, start calling you Jay Less instead of
I
Moyes.
don't care what you call me. Just don't call me goddamn every Kaizo. You have a young boy. He's playing piano with both of his feet. It's a goddamn shooting gallery.
Bang!
Anthony Cumia, you sit there and you watch. It's a goddamn record. Hey, if you listen to the very beginning of whatever, I'm assuming it was a video, whatever language it is, it sounds like Voss talking in his sleep.
It really is.
Perfect way to.
When the kid was doing the bong,
Yeah.
go back to the beginning and listen to Voss fucking mumbling in his sleep.
Very good.
Oh, sushi, stupid.
Sushi.
Point Pleasant, Uncle Vinny's. How many times do you think Voss watches Jersey Shore and goes, God damn, I should be the sixth one. I should be the Ian Stewart of the Jersey Shore.
What are you doing there, Jay?
Driving to work.
Yeah?
I got a new job, Anthony.
What you doing?
I got a new job with my orange wig.
Hey, yeah.
I know you love it. Yeah. I'm a jazz man. No, I'm doing that Jimmy Smith show, Outlaw.
Oh, yeah, I saw your tweet on that last night.
Yeah, I was hoping it was Rick Smith. Well,
The Smiths brothers? What is this?
yeah, I play a lawyer. And Jimmy Smiths. I like Jimmy Smiths because he keeps his American accent. He's not like Andy Garcia, who, he's American until he gets mad in a movie and the wheels fall off because he's drunk on wine. He's like, listen, I'm Andy Garcia. I'm very handsome. Everybody likes me. But if I get angry in this movie, I'm going to start talking like this. from Cuba, okay?
It's so true,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
The thread of it, and he keeps it the whole time.
Yeah.
Smith is a big deal. When I was growing up, that's my fucking family. When he died on NPD Blue,
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, I actually never knew that. He died on it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
Jimmy,
one of the saddest death scenes ever.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to keep up on your fucking TiVo, Jimmy.
How many years in did he? Because I watched the Dennis Franz episodes. I mean, the David Caruso.
11.
He was on 11?
It was about the 11th. No, I don't know. I'm being.
It was
idea.
way in, Jimmy.
Yeah, that was a big.
Way in. That was a big death.
He got shot?
I came home from, I think we were just smoking grass, me and my friends, and I came home to my parents' house. I was staying there, and my parents in the living room weeping. And I thought, oh, my God, this is not good. Like, they're on to me. Meanwhile, you look at the TV, it's fucking NYPD Blue. It's obviously not because of fucking NYPD Blue.
No.
But it was.
Oh, boy.
It was. I just thought it's because I smoked some sherm, and I came in there with my belly out.
Hey, what happened in here? You all sitting around like someone died or something.
Oh, Marvin's brains were all over the back of the car.
Go ahead,
sir.
I must say, Jay Moore, I was watching a fine film the other day, Suicide Kings. And goddamn Jay is a good fucking actor.
Yes, he is.
I was watching that just...
Oh, boy.
Because I've seen it so many times that it's like, all right, now I'm just going to watch Jay Moore act. And, god damn, that's a good fucking movie.
Thank you, brother. I like Street Kings a lot, the one that just went under the radar like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I got all fucking steroided out. And I had a big, beefy mustache. I was chewing gum the whole time. And, Jimmy, I'm sure you'll make this decision at some point in the character you play that you'll go, you know what, my guy's going to chew gum the whole movie.
Yes.
You know how fucking hard it is to remember to put gum in your mouth before every fucking time you go to act?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I chew so much anyway, it's distracting.
Oh.
I saw a Tonight Show thing I did recently where I was like man on the street type shit. I was like chewing gum in every one.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I just do. It's like, you asshole.
Jimmy makes believe it's a car.
I know. They're like, sir, why are you slapping the gum on your own face? Oh.
That's mine, the word cock. He stole it. Suck my cock. Hey, Ope.
What's up, Jay?
What, you don't call people back no more?
I texted you.
Oh, shit.
It's like charcoal.
You called me in the you called me in the middle of the night. I wrote you back. I even gave you some stuff. I asked you what you thought of Dustin Johnson getting effed by the PGA.
Well, he's got to know the fucking rule book. It's not his fault. I mean, it's not their fault. Everyone else didn't do it.
Yeah, I guess.
You know why I didn't respond to that text, honestly, because it's golf, and I'm not a fucking queer.
You don't like golf?
No.
Fucking golf.
If I have 3.5 hours to kill, you think I'm
Dude,
gonna walk around in the heat?
You know what though? You fill in for Jim Rome a lot. I'm sure you got to know some golf knowledge. No?
I don't have to know anything about golf. I make fun of a fucking Raiders and they call in for a half hour.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good
hey,
point.
Hockey sucks. Brrring. How could you say that?
What about Brett Favre?
Yeah, Brett Favre playing again this year, huh?
I just tweeted, I hope Brett Favre announces he's playing, and then 2 hours later the Vikings cut him.
That's good. Enough of this Brett Favre.
I would love it if they just went, yeah, you're cut. Tavares Jackson, you're our new black quarterback. Here's the good news. You get to wear purple. The black side purple, suck my cock. Don't like it. Hey, Opie, how do I get more Twitter followers? You got like 60,000.
I do? I don't know.
Really? Like you don't know? You got fucking...
I count them every day.
Everybody makes fun of Double Rainbow Guy. Meanwhile, Queer Opie is fucking posting sunsets nightly.
Dude, I can't get away from those fucking sunsets.
Beauty from Lake Oshawanuga. You can see in the background. You can see that's my boat and dock, and that's my beautiful fat bride.
I can't even tell you. I probably get... I don't want to exaggerate this. At least 30 sunset pictures a night now. At least. At least.
If you put a cock in your mouth, no sunset pictures, it'd be the equal gay.
Equal gayness.
Opie, I'm from Joliet, Illinois. I was with my boys coming back from hockey practice, and I looked out the windshield of my Subaru, and oh my God, you won't believe the sunset we saw.
You're a piece of shit. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing right now.
But I'm a fucking hockey dancer. You watch it, fella.
You know how many fucking sunset pictures are going to get now because of you? I'm trying to fucking get away from that shit.
I was in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and I seen Jimmy Norton's feet, and then we watched the sun come up. Here's the photo fag. Faggot, suck that cock. Suck that cock, faggot. Sour cream on the asshole. Ew, kid, please. I don't want to suck someone's cock.
Shit.
I like seeing sunset
stolen.
pictures from around the world.
Around the world? Oh,
I get some around the world ones, yeah.
Here's me with 14 young girls in the Philippines. half Guido, half cartel, I realize.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Yeah, well. Fuck, what are you going to do?
If you look over with a girl rubbing her anus with a $50 bill, you'll see a sunset. Enjoy. LOLs.
Well, LOLs. We were talking about best cover songs all day yesterday.
Yeah.
That's a good topic.
You got to go Jane's Addiction, Nausea by the Cramps.
Jesus. Kind of obscure, don't you think?
That cock, you suck. Hey, Jay Moore stole the word yoo-hoo from my act. Boo fucking who. Jay Moore was on TV, and he said diarrhea looked like yoo-hoo. That's mine. Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-fucking-do over there.
You're losing your mind.
Holy shit.
Jay's calling everyone out today.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking everyone. Now I'm getting sunrise pictures. Thanks, Jay, you cock. Now I got to deal with it on both ends. Did he leave after that great line? Oh, that's what he does
That's
now.
what Jay does. He's out.
He leaves on a good note.
Leaves on an up. Fucking Jay. He is out of his mind.
Yeah, we like that about him.
He is good in movies, though, Jay.
He's good. Of course, that's why he continues to act.
Good.
He's a good actor.
He is.
What's his part on the new show, Outlaw? Is it recurring?
Lawyer or something.
But recurring or just a couple episodes?
I don't know. Maybe he gets killed off.
He didn't say.
Oh.
All right.
We got a link. What? Let's see. He'll play Henry Ashford, An attorney involved in a case where an infant died after being left in a car by its mother.
Henry Ashford.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if he's the defense attorney or the prosecution.
He might be calling back. Jay?
Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-fucking-do over there.
What happened?
Is this Henry Ashford?
Yes, Henry Ashford.
Hi, Henry Ashford.
I was driving through a black neighborhood and 5 cocks fell out. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Have you noticed every time you talk, the show sucks? Sweat it out, you half Danish Jew junkie.
I'm just working on my new stuff.
I like your new stuff.
Fucking people crybabying their fucking whatever.
Sweat it out.
He said yoo-hoo for diarrhea. That's my act. He stole that from me. That no good motherfucker.
Holy
shit. You know how when you're in 2nd grade and you say diarrhea looks like yoo-hoo? I wrote that, you fuck. What's next, pudding?
Holy shit.
So
I think I've heard that.
I was saying, I need more Twitter followers.
All right, I got an idea. So Jay Moore obviously hold on a minute. Jay Moore obviously likes sunset pictures. So please send all your sunset and sunrise pictures to JMoore37 on Twitter. He'll appreciate it.
Oh.
I will. I'm going to fucking jack off to him.
All right, good. I'm forwarding every sun fucking picture to you now.
Jimmy, where are you performing?
I don't have a gig for a few weeks, buddy. I'm in town, and I'm doing something for the Tonight Show for opening day for football. But that's all I have booked until the end of September.
How the fuck are you football? You're a fucking Cowboys fan. You shouldn't have that gig.
Well, it's just to, I guess, interview people or whatever. It's, I don't even watch that much football.
You should bust out. Don't say that before you get the...
No, I don't care. I don't mind.
Yeah, he'll do good with that.
Yeah, I just want to make it funny. I mean, I don't...
I got a Budweiser commercial once, and then I told the corporate suits at one of our meetings, I go, it's great, I'm happy to be aboard. I used to drink a lot of Budweiser. I don't drink it all anymore. I've been sober since like 1996. And they're like, all right, you're the best. And by the time I got home, I'd lost the job.
Oh, Jesus. You should have lied.
Barry Katz goes, what the fuck, man? Why do you always have to say that extra sentence that gets you in trouble, man?
Was it good money, too? How much money was it? Or do you not remember?
Budweiser commercial?
It was like 100 G's for just a voiceover.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty fucking sweet work.
It was like, you say Budweiser, we say beer.
Wow.
And then I jack off all over her face. What you fucking do? I hope your next shit is square, you Chinese fucking hooer. You know how he said yoo-hoo?
He can't get over it. When did that? Jay cannot get over the yoo-hoo line.
When did that go down on the show?
That was a while ago.
About 6 years ago.
Yeah, that was a while
not
ago.
over yet.
That lets you know how little I had to talk about today.
That's great.
Otto calling Jay Moore out.
Jefferson has a bigger cock than me. Whoop de fucking do.
Here's my new stuff. Ready?
All right.
I finally get to L.A. and Pamela Lee is married. That hoo. Even the priest was mad. He said, I now pronounce you lucky motherfucker and wife. Calm down. Then I'm going to keep grabbing my own shirt and saying, calm down. If you watch Otto and George...
All right, hold on. Why don't you talk to the man himself? Otto!
Yeah, who's this?
Opie and Anthony, obviously...
Geez. Now we're in for it. What do you do?
Now we got Jay Moore on the phone. We want you two to work it out.
He stole my act.
Yeah, so what's up?
Jay Moore stole my act.
Did they call Otto and wake him up?
Otto, did they wake you up?
No,
okay.
I'm up.
Okay, Jay Moore, you want to explain to Otto?
I keep hearing that I stole your act because I said you.
He's doing the puppet.
Sir,
Oh, shit.
sir, are you or are you not a homosexual, sir?
Otto.
I feel that. Side saddle, motherfucker.
What?
Jesus.
Otto.
I promise to fucking suck as many whores as there are in Washington.
That's good. Tony Kennedy, that's good.
Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-fucking-doo over there.
Otto, something about a yoo-hoo joke.
Wake up. I'll set fire to the fucking bed. Wake up. I'll pour liquid Drano down your pecker hole. That'll wake you up. Boy, this is ripping conversation, boys.
Well, I don't care. I'm laughing my ass off.
Next time you have a radio show, why don't we just hold up photographs?
Oh, Jesus.
Great. I don't have to do anything. This is so great.
What's new?
People are loving this. Otto, something about a yoo-hoo joke that Jay Moore said on TV.
Jay Moore stole yoo-hoo on TV. On Comedy Central, he said yoo-hoo for diarrhea. That's mine.
The laughing is great.
Whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-fucking-doo over there.
Yeah.
I gotta call you back. Chips Cooney is in my driveway. Not now, Chips. We're sucking cock.
Holy shit.
Well, this is great radio, boys.
It really
you
is.
You don't even understand.
You remember those photos that you would stare at for a long time and it would turn into 3D after a while?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you just hold one of those up to the microphone next time? And say, hey, everyone, this is what we got today.
He's doing the puppet. He goes, oh, he's doing the puppet.
Yeah.
I woke up. I don't feel good.
Holy shit. What the fuck, Jay?
Wake up, you half-Danish Jew junkie.
Otto?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I certainly hope...
I didn't want to interrupt a good roll there. It was very good.
Oh, suck that cock.
We got Otto and George on the line at the same time.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
different sides of the country.
Sugar!
How you guys doing?
We're doing all right here.
We're just trying to hash out some kind of yoo-hoo thing. The yoo-hoo controversy.
Jay Moore said a euphemism. That's a big word. He said yoo-hoo for diarrhea. That's mine.
The Comedy Central.
Look, I'm over here now.
What's that, Otto?
I said that was a long time ago. You know, I'm one of the most quoted comedians, so what are you going to do? It doesn't matter at this point, you know?
Yeah.
You can't steal the word yoo-hoo. It's copyright infringement for diarrhea euphemism. Whoop-de-fucking-do over there.
Is that actually Jay or somebody imitating?
It's Jay. It's Jay. It really is.
You really think Jay Mo would be up at 5 in the morning, stupid?
It's Jay, I swear. It's
Jay.
We think Jay has lost his mind.
Yeah.
We're just enjoying
Jay Moore
it.
stole my act. Jay Moore stole my act. He said diarrhea is like yoo-hoo.
He just keeps saying Jay is insane.
I firmly believe that only I have thought that diarrhea looks like a brown liquid, Your Honor. Remember in 3rd grade, you'd say that your diarrhea looked like yoo-hoo? I wrote that. Jay Moore stole it.
Oh, my
I think he went off his meds.
I'm going to tell people Jay Moore stole it. And then I'm going to tell people he stole the word cooties, too, you fucking motherfucker.
Jay,
I haven't laughed this hard in a
Jay
long
is
time.
out of his fucking mind.
Time to defend myself. I'm tired of it. Remember that time you called the vagina a box? That was mine. I wrote that, too.
Oh.
And a euphemism is mine.
He's mocking me, but he's got to.
I'm mocking the fact that you said I stole something of yours.
Yeah, I think he is mocking you, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I think there's some mocking going on.
The fact that you thought I stole your act because I said the word yoo-hoo on Comedy Central. Hey. Is he mocking me?
wasn't just me. All my friends called me up. Said, Jay's doing your shit. What am I supposed to do when somebody does that? Hit him with a bat?
You watch the show and go, he didn't do my act. He said the word yoo-hoo for diarrhea. It's a fucking euphemism, you dingbat you. Jay's doing your act. Jay's doing your act. What are your friends, the fucking housewives of New Jersey? Otto, wake up! Jay's doing your act. Gay! Remember when Jay went out on Comedy Central with a puppet? And he cursed the whole time? And he was like this brilliant ventriloquist with an incredible act. Remember that time? No, I don't remember that time. What the fucking do over there? I do remember he said the word yoo-hoo for diarrhea, and the phone calls started coming. Otto, wake up. It's me, Bethany. You gotta see what happened. Jill, it's Bethany. Wake up. Jay Moore did Otto's act. He said yoo-hoo for diarrhea.
I think Otto hung up.
Good.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, did he hang up?
Yeah, I swear to God,
shit.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Time for me to defend myself.
Apparently so.
One of I was going to say one of, but I think the funniest phone call from Jay Moore
Jesus
yet.
Christ. I'm fucking...
Well, what was the
Wait,
clip?
if he hung up, does that mean I won?
Well, I honestly, I don't. I think Otto just trying to get. He just got a phone call, and he doesn't even know.
Here comes. All right, here comes middle of the road, Jimmy.
Oh shit!
Well, in all fairness,
All right. Well, I won't be middle of the road. He just didn't expect to get a call.
I'm kidding, Jimmy.
All right.
Jesus, everyone's uptight right now. He beat me up over Sun fucking sets.
No, I just can't stop doing the impression. It's fucking amazingly funny.
Well,
it's hysterical.
Yeah, I think Steve. I think hold on, Jay. I think Steve just called Otto and threw him on the fucking show. So I don't know what. Otto didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Otto, the boys want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I like 10 minutes in, Otto goes, is he doing the puppet? No. It's fucking Vince Neil in studio. All right, boys,
God.
I've been sitting outside work. I'm late. I suck, and I'm never stealing the word yoo-hoo again.
All right, Mr.
From now on,
Attorney.
I say milky, warm brown liquid.
Do you defend the woman that left her child in the car in this?
No, I'm trying to put that fucking bitch down, man.
All right, so you're the prosecutor.
Hold on, Jay. We got Steve in studio.
He's got to go. He's late.
Well, I just want to know what you told Otto.
I told him exactly what was going on. I said, Otto, are you up? He says, yeah, I'm up. I said, listen, you don't have to, but Jay's on the phone right now mocking you for apparently making...
It's chill. Jay Moore's doing your show.
What's the clip? Do we have the clip?
I don't know. From
I'll tell you exact words. I was sick. I was in the bathroom. Yoo-hoo is rocketing. That's what I said.
Yoo-hoo rocketing out your ass.
Yoo-hoo is shooting.
And Yoo-hoo was pretty popular when we were growing up, so I think a lot of us use Yoo-hoo for diarrhea.
But, I gotta go. I gotta ask this guy where to park.
All right, Jay Moore 37 on Twitter. He loves sunset pictures. Thank you, Jay.
There goes Jay Moore.
Yes, Steve.
Wow. I explained exactly what was going on. I said, you don't have to, but if you do call in, this is what's going on. He goes, okay, I'll call.
Yoo-hoo rocketing is Otto's line. And it's... Again, I am being fair about it, because if you just said a diarrhea looks like yoo-hoo, that's one thing.
Okay. Middle of the road, Jimmy.
Well, I was about to not be middle of the road.
I know. Jimmy was ready to just unleash.
I mean, I'm not going to come out and call a guy a thief without fucking examining something first.
That was very close. That was the closest I've seen Jimmy. That was DEFCON fucking 5.
Yeah.
Or is it 1? Wait a minute.
Just unplug the goddamn thing. It's a whopper.
Shit. Wow.
Should we get Otto back on?
Yeah, because I think I don't want Otto to feel like he was sandbagged. Or I don't fucking tell him
Jay
that Jay's not on, and we weren't trying to sandbag him at all.
I don't want any of our friends to think they were fucking.
Especially not Otto, man.
Yeah.
Is there a moving van in front of my house? Like that. Isn't that when people rob you? They pull up in a moving van?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Keep an eye on these, too. A couple of Hispanic gentlemen.
Right in front of your house?
Shadow boxing behind a Ryder truck.
Right in front of your house?
Right in front of my house. I don't know what they're doing.
Shadow boxing because they're very excited.
Something going on.
Yeah. Yes, Danny.
How
can we get Otto or no?
You were trying. Steve's calling him on his cell phone.
Hello. Yes. Are you in Australia?
For some reason, Steve has to call him on his cell phone and then come in here and call him on this phone.
Why?
Which makes
It's protocol.
Ask
Well,
him
we're not in a rush to get a radio show going on.
No, we are actually.
No. Oh, literal Jim.
And at what point are you just going to have sentry guns installed?
Yeah, I know, when I could just control them from here and just take people out. That'd be great.
A little proximity sensor if they get too close.
We got to go to Sentry Gun 3.
I saw schematics for that where you could actually build a sentry paintball gun where if someone gets too close to your shit, it'll just and follow you. It'll unload paintballs on you.
That's fucking cool as shit.
It was pretty cool.
That would be cool on a paintball field.
I'm just stalling.
I want to hear the Otto line now, and I want to hear the Jay line.
Yeah, I'm looking for Jay Moore Comedy Central.
I asked Jay what the line was because I know Otto for 20 years, and there are certain things that get said, like calling shit yoo-hoo. Yeah, that is something that you'd say in third grade, but to say like the yoo-hoo is rocketing is in Otto isn't.
You know, that's a thing between comics.
Sure.
I don't know. No. Rocketing. I guess it depends on how you say it.
It's a phraseology. It's like...
Yeah, I guess it depends on how you say it. You could say you who looks like shit.
Yeah.
But if you say rocketing and it's...
I'm trying to think of a dice example where you would know. Even though the terminology...
Yeah.
You know.
I hear you. I hear you.
Oh, my God. Here's Otto.
Okay.
Otto.
Yes.
Hey, buddy.
We weren't. Just so you know, we weren't.
We didn't set you up.
Sabotage you at all.
I'm not that sensitive. I've been fucking performing for over 35 years. You think I got a thin skin?
That's true. No.
Yeah, but we just want you to know we didn't like purposely set you up. That's all.
Set me up? I know.
Okay. All right. Good.
You guys are sweet. Thank you. You're very protective of me. I'm fine.
What about? Were you? You know, Jay is saying that was just. I'm kind of saying that I think that yoo-hoo rocketing is your terminology.
I think when he did it on Comedy Central. My friends called me up and they said he's doing word for word. He's doing your bit. So I watched it, and it was definitely my phraseology. But I think he actually might have been innocent in that case and thought that it was because he left some long message where he said it was not meant to happen, and it was an expression that he had thought he had heard was part of popular culture or whatever. I don't know.
Well, we got it. Here's Jay Moore doing the line.
Oh, wow. I just lost 10 pounds on a new diet called the Flu. Has anyone tried that one out? Oh, that's a treat. That's nice. Just rocket yoo-hoo out of your bottom for 4 days.
That's the line. The line in question would be rocketing. You know, the yoo-hoo, whatever. Somebody else could see that in diarrhea, but the rocketing and yoo-hoo, that's me. You know, There's no question about it. You know?
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, I got more hair than him. He's thinning and he's thing. I don't give a shit.
Jesus.
God punishes those who are evil.
What a weird fucking morning, man. Fucking Otto rules.
Otto's a very harsh man.
Yeah. We love 10 minutes in where you said, "Is he doing the puppet?" That was a great line. All right, Otto.
It's a lot more entertaining than just doing an impression of me.
Right.
Like yammering stilts with nothing to say at this hour.
Yeah.
He does these impersonations. You'd think it was the real people.
I get some Manischewitz over to my table over here. Right. You guys are good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah? Just an ordinary day?
Yeah, one of those, you know.
Yeah, sure.
They've really let the inmates run the asylum.
Oh, God. Fuck.
All right, Otto.
I can say fuck. All right. Thank you, fellas.
Hey, where are you going to be, Otto?
I'm going to be in Atlantic City with Jim Florentine and Nick DiPaolo and fucking Levy.
Wow.
That's a solid fucking
That's a great
lineup.
fucking show. When?
Yeah.
Don't you think it's too much? I don't know.
No.
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 Too much?
No, when?
4 headliners. The House of Blues, August 28th.
Yes.
At the Showboat Casino.
August 28th.
It's like a dream team thing. That's great.
You know, I may be in Atlantic City that night.
Who's gonna? What'd you say, Jim?
I'm actually going down there for something else, but I mean, I'll stop by and see you guys the 28th.
Oh yeah, you're not performing though?
No. I want to see Cosby. He's
You
performing.
gonna go see Cosby live?
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, you know, Cosby's playing the same night as you. That's how you help a friend out.
Different audiences, though, man. No, Cosby's sold out, I think. They're different
You
audiences.
know, I was rocking and you out my asshole. You ever notice the black pussy looks like a wallet? You take a pudding pop and you shove it in your mother's cut. The Pope wrote concert. And a piece of chestnut-colored hair. Camille would fuck a parking meter if there was time in it.
Wish I did a better Cosby. This could be a great bit.
It really is. Oh, shit.
Otto Cosby, that's great.
August 28th, you fuckers. Come out and see me.
House of Blues. That's an amazing show. Otto and George, Nick DiPaolo, fucking Florentine, and Levy.
Levy, wow.
That's a great show, man.
Great lineup.
And that's a Saturday night, too. That's perfect.
All right, Otto.
Yeah. That should be good. Okay. All right, you fucks.
Bye,
All right,
sweetie.
We'll see you soon. Otto from Otto and George. And we'll take a break.
The Virus. Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Opie and Anthony. Yeah, Whipping Out Wednesday's alive and well. Just hard to do it with morning radio, but we see the WOW stickers out there. People are constantly tweeting WOW stickers. Somebody tweeted a window cling the other day.
A window cling?
A brand new WOW window cling that they found in their, I believe it was the garage or something, but we know WOW's alive. Ladies, you see the WOW, you know. Do a little flashing for the guys out there, please.
Of course.
Montana Fishburne will be calling.
That hooah.
In mere minutes.
She's the color of Yoo-hoo.
That was a weird segment.
Just hearing Jay repeating over and over again about the Yoo-hoo thing, it got funnier every time he said it.
Yeah, it was very,
he sounded
very strange.
insane.
Of course he did.
And then Otto was making me laugh, just going, "Oh, he's doing the puppet." that whole fucking thing was incredibly funny to me.
I got to hear that on the replay today.
Oh,
I got to search that out. Who's that?
Let me see.
Who's that?
Ooh, she's dishy.
I just had to pop it up. I don't know.
Hip to waist ratio. Yeah, she has a very small waist and nice, big, juicy birthing hips.
And giant cans,
Yes,
nice size of cans.
Nice for putting cum in.
And
she really does have lovely hips.
Quite a dish.
To put your cum in.
Why is she among pictures of Jackie Gleason though? What's the
maybe because
connection
her
there?
knockers were bouncing all over the joint?
Yeah, no, 'cause I put into Google Whip 'em Out Wednesday pics. So there's some weird show shit popping up.
Oh, okay, because Jackie Gleason pops up.
Her ass was wiggling too.
And then the WOW sticker on the old lady's wheelchair is pretty classic.
Yeah, that's
I've
nice.
never seen that one before. That's good.
She has no clue that's there.
None
Look at her
whatsoever.
puffy white old lady hair.
Exactly. Can't wait till they find her fucking on the floor with a Hummel broken next to her head and one askew shoe. One little white shoe off to the side. Her fucking white anklet sock.
Yeah, why does it always have to end so badly?
I know.
Why?
That's it.
All right, what else is going on? We only have a few minutes before Montana calls in, so.
Montana.
This mosque thing. Now, yesterday we were reading a story, and Andy Levy, I think, is the one saying it's not true, that they're not moving this mosque, Jimmy. We discussed that at the beginning of the show yesterday.
The gentleman the developer says they're not moving.
They're not moving.
Patterson, the governor here, our esteemed Mr. Magoo governor, is trying to get the two parties together, the developer and some of the 9/11 survivors, the loved ones and whatnot, and try to get some kind of compromise. But the developer is saying there's no way they're moving.
Oh, okay. Well, then fuck them. Fuck them. It's what you expect. Is the developer... That's not the site.
I have no idea if they're the Arabs or if they are the people that own the property that are selling it, which I don't know.
They're also
where they
I would
come
sell
from.
it too, but
Developer, the owner of the building who is working with the
owner of the building, scumbag.
And he's saying that it's at a great distance from Ground Zero. And if you look at the little map that
2 blocks
that the paper has, it's
Put
about
it this way.
2.5 blocks away.
Part of the building or
Two.
plane fell on it, it's close enough.
2 blocks from the edge.
Yeah.
Of Ground Zero.
If debris and part of the plane landed on the building, I'd say it's in the ballpark. It's pretty close.
That's not a great distance. That entire area was fucked.
I don't think you could have like a fucking Oppenheimer museum at Hiroshima. You know, I don't think they'd appreciate that. Well, it's out of the blast radius, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't think they would like that.
Yeah, no. So to say it's at a great distance is ridiculous because that whole area was affected.
The building owner probably just wants to get a lease in or selling it because he probably can't sell. Maybe no one's buying down there right now. I don't know.
Oh.
Because I know that's why they didn't rebuild the towers. They would have rebuilt the towers at the actual height or whatever, but you'd never be able to rent the top floors. Who would
I think that's a cop-out. I absolutely think they didn't build it for other reasons. Whether they would have been able to rent it out or not is, who knows? But I don't think that's the real reason.
No business would have put their workforce up there again because the whole fucking company's wiped out. Like, no business would have said that 150 of our people are on the fucking 101st floor. No one, because people wouldn't go to work because it's a target. They've knocked these buildings down. They are going to come after them again. They've tried twice because they bombed in '93 and then 9/11.
So you don't think the Freedom Tower is going to be a target?
Well, the Freedom Tower, the top of it is a fucking
yeah, I know, it's like a big fucking
spiral
facade.
What is it, like a 60-story building with shit on top of it?
But it's 60 stories, so if you hit at the 40th floor, there's still 20 floors of fucking 40, 50, 60. There's still 20 floors of fucking
No, but you're right.
Tragedy.
But it's not the target that the towers were. It's just not the Freedom Tower. What a terrible name.
That is a dumb name.
I would love them to rebuild them. Would I live on the top floor? I don't know. I can't say I would. Unless they gave me a parachute. Then maybe.
You wouldn't live on the top floor.
It'd be hard, man.
Yeah,
scary.
We work pretty high up, and makes you think.
Oh, what, this stupid building? They ain't going for this.
But I understand that, but it makes you a little nervous. Imagine being down there, 40,
What makes
50
me nervous?
stories up.
Don't get nervous.
It's
we should
the
have
thing
had something
is,
built by now, though.
It's sickening.
It's ridiculous.
I'm amazed that the building of the towers we're almost up to the point where enough time has passed by where they actually built the towers years ago.
Yeah.
In the same amount
when they
of time.
built things a lot slower, too.
Yeah.
Now these buildings go up within 2 years.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less.
I heard, Jon Stewart, he's just a tad too liberal for me. I was watching The Daily Show, and he was talking about the mosque thing, and he had some Republicans, some tape of some Republicans bashing the president for saying what he said about Muslim religion and how they have the right and blah-de-blah-de-blah. You've all heard what Obama said. But he was mocking the Republican politician and kind of saying, like, well, they do have a right to be down there, which they do, but it's more of an emotional thing and a ideological thing. And all I'm thinking is, this motherfucker is the same baby that was crying on his show after September 11th about what happened down there and the towers and really like stepped out of his Jon Stewart Daily Show character, was open and honest about how tragic it was and the death of the people and how he felt. And then you watch him doing this and supporting a mosque going there. And as a self-hating Jew, he ought to be ashamed of himself. But the fact that he was backing this, I'm just sitting there going like, you fucking forget that you were crying on the Daily Show about how the towers are gone, but now at least you can, from your apartment, instead of seeing the towers, you can see the Statue of Liberty. And it was like, so,
that was his line?
Yeah, that was his line. It was like, fuck you, man. You forgot already, you cocksucker, just like everybody else.
So you go in a time machine, he's not talking about the mosque favorably, right?
No, I don't think he would have been speaking about the mosque favorably.
Time goes by, though, and you change your...
everyone forgets. I didn't forget.
Yes, you did.
I never forget.
You forgot.
What?
What?
I forgot. We're Abbott and Costello all of a sudden.
Coke Logic wants to know. Coke Logic wants to know if we're having any more phone calls today. Maybe Stephen Lynch calling out Mario Cantone.
Oh shit!
Well, we got Jesse Ventura checking in, Anthony. So we'll get to the. I want to hear the Jon Stewart thing now.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get that.
Someone get that immediately.
Jesse Ventura
throwing orders around.
Yes.
Hello. I know why they're not building the Freedom Tower. The government is still trying to make enough thermite paint to paint the interior of the building. I know.
Yeah, fucking dude, your phone's cutting out. What?
Yeah, what'd you say, dude?
Fuck that. Fuck it out.
Yeah, pretty sure. He knew. Oh, boy.
That call stunk.
It really did.
So the mosque is going to go up.
Yeah, it looks
Close
like
to
that's
Ground Zero.
I was incorrect.
I bet that mosque has a lot of problems.
It goes back to how much freedom are you willing to accept in America?
That's it.
Yep.
How much are you willing to accept?
That's despicable. It's kind of what you expected, though, out of that group. Why would they give a fuck about 9/11 victims when, you looked at the way Saudi Arabia handed a $10 million check over and they tell the U.S. to examine their foreign policy, and good for Rudy, he didn't accept it.
Yeah.
There's always an asterisk by any time Islamic groups or Muslims have said anything bad about 9/11 or sad about 9/11, there's been an asterisk, which was, well, foreign policy, you should examine. There's always the underlying thing of we brought it on ourselves.
Yep.
Always.
And what is Patterson doing about this?
What's he doing? He's reading curtains. he's banging his shins again on an end table.
He wants to get together with the developers and the survivors and families of 9/11 victims and kind of reach some kind of compromise.
Yes. Right. But he's in Brooklyn, and he doesn't understand that's not where Ground Zero is. He thinks they said Coke Zero. He's reading the bottle. Is this from 9/11? It's a Coke Zero, you blind idiot.
How much more time does he have in office? Only a couple months, right?
He doesn't know.
Let's say hi to Montana Fishburne on our phone lines. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show, Montana.
Hi, guys.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, you got the sexy voice, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna work nicely in your favor.
I'm going to look at the box cover here from your video.
Now, Anthony was confused. He thought you had implants. And I'm saying this Montana Fishburne, those are some nice young bosom she has.
Yeah, natural, baby.
Yeah,
those are natural,
obvious.
huh?
Yes. Big and heavy.
Wow. Yeah, they look, wow, you really are well endowed.
Thank you.
I was watching your video, and you squirt.
Yeah, I do. They call me Squirtle.
So how did you learn you could squirt? Because a lot of people think that's pee.
Oh, no. I learned I could squirt. Having sex one time, it just happened, and it was like, whoa.
You were freaking out? Were you freaking out?
Yeah, kind of. I was like, wow, I didn't know. He was like, did you know you could squirt? And I was like, no. What are you talking about? And I was like, and then it became my new thing.
So this movie came about, a lot of people are like, well, she's Larry Fishburne's daughter, and your dad's very famous and could probably help you get other acting work. How did this come about? Because that's the question a lot of people have.
I got interested in porn, when I was 16.
Oh, damn.
After I lost my virginity, I got, interested in sex and exploring, different kinds of stuff. 18, I recorded myself on camera, and, I was like, wow, this is great. And I've been thinking about doing porn since I was 16, so I was like, well, now I'm 18, I can do it, and I got it done.
Did you do any other kind of acting work, any mainstream stuff?
No. I was music videos, but I was more interested in the adult
Right. Now,
so you actually enjoy everything you're doing on film? Like you enjoy having the sex?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it.
No, she hates it. She absolutely hates it.
I don't know. At some point,
she squirts in the movie. You can tell she likes it.
Give her a few years and then ask that question. Cause then
yeah?
Yeah. Hey, the paper's reporting today that your dad's mad because you're using, your real last name, and he's basically making a point that most porn stars, they don't use their real names. You want to comment about that? Because that's all over our papers this morning.
I mean, I look at it as if I were to go into the mainstream, if I used a fake name, it would have been brought up later, like, okay, well, she did porn. But also, Pamela Anderson and Kendra Wilkinson and, all these people have sex tapes using their real name, so I don't see it as a problem, and I'm not ashamed of it, and I'm not ashamed of who I am, so I don't find a need to hide behind a fake name.
Did you grow up with your dad, or did you grow up just with his name but living with someone else?
I lived primarily with my mom, but I was with my dad a lot too. So I mean,
so you guys had a pretty good relationship until now.
Yeah, we had a good relationship.
Yeah.
Until.
How did you tell him that you were going to do it? Because you're 18, you're allowed to do what you want. But how did he find out? How did you let him know?
He found out like everyone else did, pretty much. I kept I kept this thing with Vivid a secret until it was going to be released because, I don't know, it was just something I kept to myself. I was really, when I was younger, when I thought about doing it when I was 16, I couldn't really tell people, okay, I want to be a porn star, because they'd look at me like, okay, you're only 16, you can't do that.
Right.
So I kept it a secret until it came out.
And he's tried, obviously, to get you to not do it, and you just have kind of been headstrong and said you definitely want to do it, and this is what you want.
Well, like I said, he didn't really have the opportunity to try and stop me because I did it with, on my own.
Is this like we all go through teenage rebellions, and I'm not saying you don't want to do porn, but is this kind of like just a rebellious thing, like you're not going to be under his shadow, or you're not going to live with what he wants you to live with, that you just,
No, I definitely don't think so. I mean, this has been a conscious decision for a long time, so it's not about rebelling or anything. It's just something that I am passionate about and something that I want to pursue.
Right.
Okay.
You're hoping this leads to other mainstream type of things, because you mentioned Kim Kardashian and how she got really famous after her sex tape.
I do hope it leads to mainstream work, but like I said, adult is the world that I was most interested in, and the industry I wanted to step my foot into first.
Mm-hmm.
But the parallel with Kim is that she released a sex tape, and it didn't stop her from going mainstream and becoming successful and being positive in a lot of different ways.
Is there a little part of you, though, that wants to, because we all want mainstream success. I think any entertainer, any adult entertainer would tell you that, too. If you look at Ron Jeremy or any of the ones that have kind of crossed over here and there in smaller roles. Is this a way of kind of getting into mainstream without asking your dad for help, like in a way of doing it on your own without relying on him like a lot of other people would with famous parents?
Yes and no, but I think if I wanted to dive into mainstream first, if I didn't want to use his help, I would have, found another way to dive into mainstream by, going the traditional route. It is a way because it puts me into the, entertainment world, but it's not the main reason.
Well, it separates you because people now are talking about you. They know who you are. So it actually does give you a more recognizable name. Not just people be like, oh, this is Lawrence Fishburne's daughter, but people be like, yeah, we know who Montana Fishburne is. So it does actually put you a lot more in the limelight than starting traditionally would have.
Yeah, it definitely does.
And how many, so you're with Vivid. Do you have a contract with them, like a long-term deal?
I don't. There's been reports of them offering me a multi-movie deal, but I haven't accepted, anything as of yet, and I haven't started working on a new project, but just talking about different things with different people.
If you went into mainstream, like just say that happened eventually, I'm sure it will if you wanted to, what type of stuff might you be interested in mainstream? I'm sure you've looked at stuff.
I'm definitely interested in modeling, music, and some acting, more reality, but, yeah.
Are you? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
You don't. I mean, again, to us, you know, your dad is this iconic actor, but to you, he's just your father, just like my dad is to me. And sometimes it gets annoying when your parents want you to do certain things that you don't want to do. So you're like, fuck him. Do you feel bad that he's obviously very embarrassed by this or hurt by this?
Yeah, I definitely feel bad that he's embarrassed by it, but at the same time, I don't feel like he should. You know, I understand why he's embarrassed, but at the same time, I don't feel like he should be, because he knows that he was a good parent, and he knows he has a daughter with a good head on his shoulders, and so he should, you know, not. I mean, he can be embarrassed, but don't be ashamed and not be proud of me, but at least support that he knows that I'm going to make good decisions, even if he doesn't feel it's the right one.
When was the last time you talked to him?
A couple days ago.
Oh, okay. So you guys are still talking. Because it was reported in the paper today that he's not going to talk to you or speak to you until you turn your life around.
That's the last conversation I had with him.
He did say that.
Okay. Okay, so it was okay. And that happened 2 days ago.
Yeah, a couple days.
There were allegations, too, and I don't even know where I heard this, of, was it a prostitution arrest? Or, I mean, and look, and sometimes performers do what they call privates, which is kind of like, you know what it is. What about those?
No, I have never been a prostitute.
Okay, I didn't know if I heard you were arrested or if you had done it. I thought I heard you had been arrested for it.
Yeah, it was reported, I guess.
It was reported
so
again, but that doesn't make it a fact.
Yeah, there you go.
Any, I always love asking adult film actresses this one. Anything you wouldn't do in a movie?
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not into gangbangs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't. What else?
How about anal? How about anal?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you like it,
That's a trooper.
Do you like it, or you would do it?
I mean, I would do it.
All right. It's kind of like lima beans. Like you're not going to enjoy them, but you'll do them to get away from the table.
Wow, that's a squirt.
Yeah, you're squirting all over the lens in your film.
I didn't say I don't enjoy it, but you might see it in another film you do. But I don't know.
What was the money for this good? Like, because it's out there forever now. Did you feel like the money was worth it?
Yeah, definitely.
What does your mom think?
She's conservative, so she's not, you know, saying, "Yay, my daughter's a porn star," but she just wants to make sure that I'm okay with the decision I made, and that that I know that she loves me, and that she's there for me if I need her for anything.
Was the guy you hooked up with your boyfriend, or was he just an adult actor?
I can't speak on that.
Oh.
Okay. Is he anonymous as to who he is?
Yeah.
And so you can't say the relationship, because by giving away the relationship, you might be giving away who he is.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's obviously not an adult actor. Does he not want to be known?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him about it.
Wait. Oh, okay. Hold on. So now, is this something that you're releasing without his consent, but his face is not in it?
No, he definitely has the consent. I think we'd have some legal issues if he didn't have his consent.
It's not your brother, right?
Oh, Jesus.
No, he's a white guy.
Maybe.
Well, what are we looking at here? That's a white guy.
That's a white guy, yeah. Right. He's a white dude, isn't he?
He might. I don't know if he's white. He might just be light-skinned.
Yeah, he looks light-skinned, Jimmy.
Let me see. I thought he was a white guy.
That's why I said it's
maybe
not
that's
your brother.
wishful thinking on my part.
It looks a little...
No,
he's a white guy. His dick ain't that big.
He looks like a white guy. Hey, is there anybody that you'd like to work with? Like, who would you like to fuck on film if you could?
Excuse me?
Who would you like to fuck on film if you could?
I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble for saying anyone.
Why? You won't get in trouble for saying... No guy's going to get mad if you admit that you want to fuck him. Let me tell you something about men.
Steel?
Yes, baby. Yeah, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, definitely.
I meant in the industry.
Oh, I mean, that's who. Oh, but in the porn industry?
Porn industry, yeah. Lil Wayne's not going to fuck on film, I don't think.
You never know.
Yeah, you're right.
That's true. He watches that video.
Yes.
So is she contracted to Vivid?
She said there's rumors of it, but no, at the moment, no.
So this could be one and done for her.
Could be, yeah.
This could be one and done for you, Montana. You want to make more porns?
I do. That's why I said, I'm getting some different offers from people. So, like I said, Vivid's offering me a deal, and, some other people are interested in working with me, offering me contracts. So I do want to do more porn, but I don't know if I want to sign on to a contract or be freelance or...
If you want to get into the mainstream, if you want to get into the mainstream, the way to do it is a one and done movie. Because if you look at Paris Hilton, Kardashian, or any of them, they didn't do follow-ups. Because once you cross over and you just become
an
adult actress, then the story of Lawrence Fishburne's daughter doing it is over. And there's a lot of adult actresses, and it's very hard for them to segue out once they're in deep.
And to add to your point, like them, you got to make believe the tape was stolen.
Right.
They all make believe the tape was stolen.
Yeah, oops.
And then everyone feels sorry for you, but they have to take a look, obviously.
Yeah.
See what your pussy looks like and stuff.
Yeah, everybody wants to see it.
And then you move on and do like a reality show.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be like not a lot of them, but some porn stars do a lot of films and get banged out and then lose interest. I'm not trying to do... That's why I said I'm getting a lot of different deals, but I'm not signing on to anything because I'm still considering all my options and what I want to do and where I want to go from here.
Yeah, a one and done seems to work. Pam and Tommy Lee, they did one. Everyone, it seems, it's almost like...
Pam and Tommy's my favorite. Shout out to Pamela Anderson.
That is a good
fun
one.
Oh, yeah.
A Louisville Slugger.
Paris is better, though. I like Paris's blowjobs better.
Jeez. This is a rumor I'm reading. Are you doing a movie called The Mate Pricks?
Not that I know of.
All right, just seeing if that rumor was true.
You know what? That's a good question, though. Would you do... Because they're going to offer you movies that are, porn name titles to one of your
mocking your dad a little bit.
Or just using that to gain more...
How far would you go to hurt him?
I mean, I'm not trying to hurt him, so, people are suggesting a lot of his movie parodies, but...
What's a parody you heard that was a terrible parody name, or one that was an interesting parody name?
Funny one. What was... Mattress Reloaded.
Oh, yeah, Reloaded would probably be.
Yeah.
Match. Yeah.
Then it really seems like you're...
Yeah.
If you're doing that, it seems like there's a really direct...
Well, that looks like a white guy.
He's a white guy.
Yeah. Is that the same guy that's through the whole film, Montana?
In the film?
Yeah, one guy, right?
One guy?
I think you should be able to tell.
Yeah, it's hard.
Well,
it's hard
no, in the
one.
car, it looked like a light-skinned black guy. Now this guy looks obviously white.
It could be the lighting.
He's white.
No, he's a white guy.
He's a white guy.
You're on a table. It's very sexy. Don't your knees hurt?
Well, I'm used to, I'm used to a lot of different positions.
I'm very high maintenance in bed. I could never have my knees on a hard surface.
Really?
No, I wouldn't like that at all.
Take the pain, you faggot.
Yeah.
Come on. Take it.
So would you have... Do you prefer white guys or black guys in bed?
I don't really... I mean, it depends on the... on the stroke, not on the color.
Okay.
Ah, there you go.
Hey, what do your tattoos say? I meant to ask you. You have one under your breast and one right over your pussy. What did they say?
The one on my breast says "Love conquers all evil."
Okay.
And the one by my pussy, it's a crown, and it says Jeremy Green.
What's Jeremy Green?
That's my boyfriend.
Oh, that's your boy. You have your boyfriend's name tattooed over your vagina? Wow, he must be fucking a great fuck.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
How are you gonna cover it up if you guys? How are you gonna cover it up if you break up?
With hair.
That might be a tough one. Yeah, just grow the hair in. Go old school.
Get a big '70s Earth Mama muff.
Yeah. Good point. and Jeremy's not in this film?
No. I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
I mean, he's my boyfriend.
He's your boyfriend. Jeremy's your boyfriend. How long have you been dating Jeremy?
2 years.
2 years? Do you cheat on him?
No.
So he's primarily your sexual partner?
Yeah.
So okay, so she's 19.
But
she's
she
been
sort of
dating
said-
this guy 2 years. She hasn't cheated on him, and she's having sex within the last year. So this is probably who the boyfriend is.
Yeah. So you're having sex with your boyfriend.
How come he doesn't? How come the person doesn't want to be identified? I would love to be identified.
I don't know. I don't know. It makes it more fun that way.
I think it helps out your dad a little bit if he knows you're just having sex with your boyfriend, and now there's a tape of it out there.
Yeah.
I don't think that helps the boyfriend.
He probably doesn't like the boyfriend. No, I imagine. Did the boyfriend talk you into doing? Oh, you said you kind of wanted to when you were 16.
Yeah, I wanted to do it when I was 16.
When you were making this, sorry to keep peppering you with questions. Were you making this for distribution, or was this one of the just a home fuck movie that you two made?
No, it was made for distribution.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, well,
we're just watching some of your work here, and wow.
Better. At-home tapes are really raunchy.
You have home tapes.
Yeah.
Are those black freckles around your pussy?
I have spots on my butt and all over my body.
Wow.
I like to call myself a leopard booty.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's nothing weird.
No.
I just want to make sure they're not open sores or anything.
No.
It says Montana Fishburne. It says an A-list daughter makes her XXX debut. Now, why would they, if it's not about just kind of capitalizing off the father, why would they put an A-list daughter?
Because, I mean, it does play into it. Like you said, it is going to help it sell tapes. And, I mean, my movie is doing well, and I want it to continue to do well. I mean, it's good.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. You're saying that you're kind of branching out and doing your own thing, but in a way, you are kind of grabbing the obvious and using that to help sell tapes. Doesn't that kind of give your father a reason to be angry?
It gives him a reason to be angry, but he shouldn't be mad about me being successful.
I don't think she's ever come out and said, "Oh, I'm not," capitalizing on my name or anything either.
No, you're right, but you're right.
A little bit. You might as well.
Yeah.
If you got the name, you might as well, use it. Fuck it.
You look a little like him, but not enough like him to not be hot. Yeah.
That makes it creepy.
Yeah, it's like you look a little like your dad, but you're still really fucking hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny. People will be like, "You're a spitting image of your father," but I want to fuck you, so it's weird.
Yeah. We learned something today. It's you having sex with your boyfriend, Jeremy Green, who I'm also finding out is a light-skinned black guy.
Get out of here. No.
Yeah.
He could not be that light-skinned. Maybe that's not her boyfriend then having sex with her. Maybe it wasn't counted as cheating because it's it's professional. It's work. I don't know.
She's not denying it. she
whatever.
shut right up right there.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't really care who the guy is.
Getting slammed.
Would you have sex with Lexington Steele on film?
I don't know. He'd have to make me an offer I can't refuse.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a pretty big...
You don't care that he's a
one.
giant penis?
I think at this point she doesn't want to cheat on her boyfriend, who she's having sex with in this video.
Well, we don't know that.
She knows. I mean, come on. We weren't bored yesterday. It's okay. The tape will still do very well, Montana.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
People are...
Yeah, by the way, the film features her in a mall, having sex in a car, and then again in a hotel room.
It's really sexy in the mall, too, because she's bending over in this store, and he's like just showing you the ass from the back of the short skirt.
Oh, yeah?
It's the opening. It's very hot.
Oh, really? I like the car scene. The car
Really
scene
hot.
is all right.
Oh, yeah? What's your favorite scene, guys?
I just told you, the car scene.
For me... Hard to say. Probably I love the cum shot when you take the facial. It was really, really sexy. And I love when you're squirting in the car. And I also love the mall stuff because it just shows you're a real person walking around. And it has a home video quality. It's not overly produced like a lot of porn is.
Right.
Which kind of makes it very fucking relatable and sexy.
What do you think your father's favorite scene would be?
Opie.
I hope he didn't watch it. I mean, that'd be kind of weird.
I'm sure he watched a little bit.
You think you watched any just like almost like to
Oof. That's
not
creepy.
to be sexy, but to see something, whatever, like just the way you would watch something horrible.
Just the way you...
Turn it off.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, nobody wants to see their.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you doing a cock on lips now?
A cock? Excuse me?
Nothing, just a movie title that somebody popped up.
Oh, it's an apocalypse now.
Yes, a cock on lips now.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. They'll probably offer you that.
Yeah. Would you do it?
Am I doing that right now?
Would you do any of your dad's catchphrases in a future film?
I I don't think I would want to disrespect him like that.
Yeah, that's a little much.
Do you think you two will make up? I mean, it's a stupid question. I guess you will, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love my father unconditionally, so I don't think this is something we won't move past.
Was he a tough? You said your mother's conservative. Was he like a conservative guy, or was he? Hollywood guys tend to be a little bit more liberal-minded.
I mean, they're both pretty, conservative about, the rules and stuff, and wanting us to be, straight and good kids. But, they're kind of liberal too. He's liberal and free-spirited, so I think it's something we'll move past. But he's just really upset right now.
What's your favorite movie that he's done?
Oh, I love Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood is definitely my favorite.
Oh, wow, yeah, I forgot he played the father. He played Cuba Gooding Jr.'s father. He was great.
That was a good one.
Yeah, it sure was.
It was a good one.
All right.
Wonderful film.
I like that. I actually like all the Matrix ones, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is classic, too.
Morpheus.
All right.
Well,
we did it, I think.
Yeah, Montana Fishburne.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Awesome, you guys. Anthony and Opie are the best.
And little Jimmy Norton, who asked most of the questions.
That's okay.
Today.
She doesn't know.
That's all right. Hey, they go to MontanaExposed.com for the porno.
www.vivid.com, Montana Exposed. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Very good.
At M Fishburne.
All right. Well, good luck.
Yes, absolutely.
Have a great morning.
All right, Montana.
You too.
Take care.
Montana Fishburne. Very good.
There's Larry Fishburne's daughter. What are you gonna do? I mean, obviously, Larry Fishburne's got to be freaking out.
Yeah, it's hard to watch your daughter. I'm sure.
How would you watch that?
She's having sex with her boyfriend.
You think that's
I think so too.
Absolutely, no doubt in my mind.
Well, that's a good one. Lawrence Fishburne's new character, Mortified. Instead of Morpheus, Mortified. That's good.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. That is her boyfriend, I think.
Yeah.
And if she's fucking her boyfriend, this is a way to get a Paris Hilton type sex tape out there without going full stream into the business. Finishing high school. Oh, wow.
What happened?
Montana. Here's what it says. Is this Wikipedia? It's from somebody.
It sounds it sounds like Wikipedia, but it's a different word at the beginning.
It says she moved out of her dad's house before finishing high school and into the home of, I'm going to say it's allegedly her pimp boyfriend known as J Pipes. According to
J Pipes?
Jeremy Green, a.k.a. J Pipes.
Yeah, again, I don't know if he's a pimp or not. That's what it says.
We have
here.
no idea.
According to friends of the couple, Jeremy has been pimping Montana out on the street for years. I mean, who's this friend saying that?
Yeah.
And always dreamed a career of porn. He was the one who... Oh, okay. He was the one who introduced her to Brian Pumper, who stars in and produced her first one, a tape released. Okay. Before her XXX film with Vivid was shot? Was there another one out there?
Wow, I wish we had that info while she was on the phone.
Yeah.
Event Horizon.
Let's see.
That'd be a good one. There's so many good names.
This is the Brian Pumper video.
Oh, Brian Pumper's reply.
Oh, that's a black
He's
guy.
not the one that freaked out recently, is he?
Is that Chippy D, motherfucker?
Play sports and ran track back in the days. Down to play freaky ways. She got that snapback, have your ass in the days. Yeah, man, she bad as shit.
Wait.
Little mama dope, baby fly, sure.
God. I hate this shit.
But
this is just shit.
If it's alleged that her boyfriend is a pimp,
yeah,
I wish we would have known that.
Maybe he didn't turn her out, yo.
I'm not saying he did or that it's even true.
Well, this is just a video. She said she made rap videos, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's kind of showing a lot in this
She looks
video.
good in this, too. Jeez, her ass looks fake.
Oh, wait a minute.
Is
Now
that
they're
where
pulling
they
down her...
took fucking cigarette? They put cigarettes out on her ass or something.
Oh, really?
Pimps do that. I
Is
don't know.
that well,
I'm saying it's like she's got them spots.
There's obvious spots around her areas.
She calls it leopard booty. I call it fucking spots on your ass.
She's a great ass, man. No, it's just a...
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Wow, this is a dirty fucking video.
She was just spreading
Started
her
out
asshole open.
as a hip-hop video, and now there's a lot of fucking going on.
I bet you that's the boyfriend fucking her.
Yeah.
It's not that big.
Huh? No.
Well.
Yeah, bloody, blah.
Poor Lawrence.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
This is every father's nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was rumored that he tried to buy out every copy of the tape for $1 million.
Oh,
I should have seen that.
Just running around, buying them.
And they just keep making more.
Give me that one.
How many more do I have to go?
Oh.
She's making a... Who knows? If she's a one and done... Is that her there?
Jesus. Yeah. Well, that's a completely different guy.
Yeah, that's Brian Pumper. God, that's hot right there. That's a good scene. He's fucking her throat.
He's totally just
earning his name.
Pile driving her mouth.
Wow, that's a good scene. She should have hired this guy. The fucking white guy in the video just wants to be a porn star himself and is not fucking her like this guy would.
Right.
Oh.
Brian Pumper's a pro.
You go.
Look at him. Hop on, bang me.
Oh, wow. She's got the rapid fire.
Yeah, please. Brian Pumper's fucking... Guy's a pro.
He knows what he's doing.
Who do you want to paint your house? Bob Vila or your boyfriend?
A professional.
All right, why don't we step aside and we'll get into something else next.
The Virus. Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
There's too many men, too many people making too many problems, and there's not much love to go around. Can't you see this is a land of confusion? This is the world we live in, and these are the hands we're given. Use them and let's start trying to make it a place worth living in.
Good choice. Disturbed doing Land of Confusion. Of course, the song originally done by Genesis. That was a lot of fun yesterday. Best cover ever, man. Got turned on to a lot of good music yesterday. I want to thank the listeners for doing that.
There's some good ones out there.
Absolutely.
You know what just got me? They were doing the Dr. Laura story on Fox News, and they always, they've done this with us for years, and every radio story. Don't you think that people at the TV station know that no one uses boards with VU meters on them anymore?
Oh, it's like an old B-roll of a radio board.
Every time they do a story about radio, they show the board and then the gauges going. Like old aircraft gauges.
Don't forget the focus in on the on-air.
On the on-air light.
Yeah.
It's just the same. It just goes to show you what lack of creativity or anything new is going on.
Yeah, Jimmy's a little annoyed. And I don't blame him because we
Two reasons. First, I want to say the mosque people have rejected an offer to find a new place.
Of course they have.
Yeah. So
they're intolerant.
So that was fucking not right yesterday.
No, I was incorrect, and I apologize for saying the incorrect thing.
No, it was out there. I think Andy Levy was one of the guys that was on that one saying, no, this is not true.
Spreading that lie, that Andy Levy.
He was the one saying it's not true. I know we want to beat up Andy Levy, and certainly we can find a lot of things to beat him up about. But in this case, he was the one that took that on and said, this is not true, what's being reported.
Yeah, well, why would they? Why would they care about the feelings of 9/11 victim families? Why would they give a fuck?
Unbelievable.
Why would they?
They don't have to.
I'm glad Hamas agrees with them, though.
Yeah,
Hamas agrees with them putting that there where the towers were knocked down. So that's we have a really good, smart country. And a
Hamas,
great city.
Why wouldn't we agree with something that Hamas agrees with?
They strap bombs on their fucking body.
Terrorist organization. Yeah.
They encourage suicide bombings, Hamas, and this was a suicide attack. So why wouldn't they agree with putting a mosque there where there was a suicide attack? Great. It's a lovely religion, and it's a great, smart city we live in.
A lot of the terrorists do use mosques to meet up with each other. It's a very safe place because it's, pretty restricted. But, you can't say that.
Right.
I just did.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Our system around here just fucking blows, as you're going to point out as well.
Why? We had
It's too inside. I get a bunch of CDs thrown in front of me, and ones I don't feel like playing, I turn them over and, don't show me them again, and they just keep appearing.
Like when the same
just
guest
throw 'em
is
in the
pitched
garbage?
40 times, and you say no to a guest once, and it's back the next week. But they're really asking.
Why have a system if we can't figure it out on a daily basis? I don't want to play Kanye West a cappella tracks, okay?
Oh, let me see that.
I'll take that.
Figured I would take a page out of your book.
There it goes.
And while we're at it,
What is
Lil
that?
Wayne calling Funkmaster Flex's show and talks about a day in Rikers.
Let me hear that.
Cares.
Let me see that. What's he say on Funkmaster? Oh, all right, sorry about that.
I've been turning over that CD for weeks. That means fucking get it out of my fucking face.
Danny brought up this thing about, and again, we don't know if it's true or not, about her boyfriend.
But shit, we had her on the phone, and this would have been a great thing to ask.
Dan, where'd you find that?
That was a trap dog poll.
Travis?
Oh.
Where'd you find it?
I found it by Googling Montana Fishburne.
There you go. Now, what happens is, you know how when you write a paper in English or whatever, and you have to pad a little bit? So you write a certain way, like you don't really know much about, whatever, history, the Revolutionary War, like myself. So you write things like Waterloo, but you write all...
Waterloo.
You know how you write extra words and things to pad it so it looks like it's longer than it is?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the prep sheet. Okay. Page 1 of 1. This course double-spaced. Montana's stage name / alias is Chippy D. It's pretty good.
Oh, you like Chippy D?
Next line. She is 19 years old. How is that 2 lines of preparation?
Should have been age 19.
She is...
We're safe to say we're almost halfway through the prep sheet.
Yeah.
Just under halfway with those 2 fine bullet points. Her name and her age, and we're already halfway down the page on our one sheet on Montana Fishburne.
The film features her in a mall having sex in a car and then again in a hotel room. That is helpful. That's actually belongs there. It's pertinent.
Sure, why not?
She has said she thinks this video is an important first step in her career. She looks at the fame Kim Kardashian got after her sex tape and wants to emulate it. That is also helpful and pertinent.
But
That's
very wordy.
Very wordy.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that wordy.
Next one, very helpful. Her father, Lawrence Fishburne, in case you didn't know, has contacted her only once recently, and it was to tell her he won't speak to her again. He could have just said page 6 today. But Montana says her mother worried for her, but wants her to do what she feels bad. That's actually helpful, too.
No, the problem with the prep sheet, first of all, what you just read did not come from the newspaper today.
Oh, no?
And there's new facts in the paper today that should have been put on the prep sheet.
Mm-hmm.
I read that because I was kind of thumbing through the paper, but that should have been on the prep sheet. You know, that the father there is pissed off because no one uses their real name in porn. That should have been on the prep sheet. It was not on the prep sheet.
Maybe the exec producer could come in. I'm sure there's a reason for it. I'm not going to throw him
who
under
would
the
that
bus.
be?
Stunt brain. Now bring Steve in. I know Steve probably has a reason. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. I want to ask, actually.
No, you'll hurt the bus.
If you could just keep that.
Could you throw me under a Russ?
Oh, my God.
See, because he's gay.
Throw me under a Russ. No one is named Russ.
I know. I couldn't think of anything.
Steve, epic fail on the press.
Epic fail
on the prep sheet for Montana Fishburne.
I understand
epic
that.
fail.
And
what about the pimp thing?
What about the stuff that was in the
pimp thing-
paper today?
The pimp thing, I didn't know, and I didn't write the prep sheet, and I'm not avoiding responsibility.
Executive producer.
I understand that. I understand that. Anybody
When a
fucks
baseball
up,
team
it's-
sucks a dick, guess what
I know.
happens?
I know.
They
Believe
blame
me.
the fucking manager, not
I know.
the players.
Believe me, and that's the way it works. So I have to accept responsibility. It doesn't matter who fucked
You're
up.
like Joe Borey.
Doesn't matter who fucked up. It's my responsibility.
And you should be
and it
going over all this stuff after they put the prep sheet
You're
together to make
absolutely
sure
right.
they're not missing something. Considering also that you are a guy that's into porn in general.
Not as much as I used to be, but yeah, you're right. And
Danny, I'm sorry, Steve. Can I see the page, Dan, that you had up before? Because that's a big one. Like, because we do have here, she was reportedly arrested for prostitution last year, which
Right.
I asked her about.
Right.
But that is
That
I didn't know she had a movie before this.
Yeah, we
I didn't
know
either.
that.
I didn't either. I didn't know.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, but that's something you should
So this
know.
is not her first porn.
Even if
I
someone
didn't
else
know
is
she
doing-
moved out of her father's house or that her fucking boyfriend's been alleged to be a pimp.
Yeah, even though someone else is doing the prep sheet, you should be doing a little like prep in. At least Google the fucking broad.
I honestly,
Danny Googled the fucking broad and we found this.
I honestly don't know where he found that.
I didn't notice there wasn't a Foundry logo on the first film.
So who did the prep sheet?
Sam did.
Sam's slipping. You know why? He does too many radio shows.
No, it's not a good prep sheet. I mean, we missed a couple of important things.
We missed what was in the paper today.
Yeah, it's not a good prep sheet. But the important thing is, you're the guy, man. It all comes because I'm thinking of other shows, and again, I know we're not them and they're not us. But when you look at certain preparation that goes into interviews,
Baba Booey. What?
Did you say that, or do I think it? Sometimes I just think that. I've actually yelled that while eating my girlfriend's pussy. She has no idea why. I would love to do that, by the way. How great would that be? If I was eating a girl's pussy and she was a big Howard fan, I just started yelling Baba Booey into her vagina, and she came on my face. End of story.
Let's have an experiment. I want to know if that could make a girl fucking come. Just saying it over and over again.
But
the one thing I did know about was the music video with Brian Pumper, and then Danny showed me that it wasn't actually a piece of a porno movie, which I did not know. I thought it was just a music video.
So why isn't that on the prep sheet?
It's a music video. It's a music video, and she
porn.
No,
but it wasn't
fucked in the
ass.
No,
I didn't know it was a porn movie.
It's a little different than a hip hop video.
I didn't know it was a porn movie. I thought it was just a music video for this fucking guy who wanted to be a rapper.
X-Hamster.
But that said it was. But that one.
They don't just have regular fucking music videos on X-Hamster.
I didn't.
Or Hamster X.
Dude, it was on fucking YouTube when I saw it.
But dude, the Trav Dog or T AIDS, whatever that fucking.
I saw Justin Bieber on RedTube.
Can we play the 35-minute version of the Justin Bieber song that everyone's talking about?
Oh, Jesus.
Where they slowed it down 800 times or whatever it was?
Did you listen to any of it?
No, I hear it's kind of cool.
It's weird. It sounds like it sounds like a film score. Like, it's really strange.
All right, we're gonna have to play it now that we brought it to everyone's attention. But let's beat up Steve a little more.
I don't even want to beat him up. It's just it makes us look sweet. That was a really important thing to ask, because if it's alleged at least that the boyfriend was a pimp, we could have looked into the fact, has he been arrested? That's probably not that hard to find. Mm-hmm. And if her boyfriend had been, and again, that's a big if he had been arrested and charged with being a pimp, that is a huge thing to ask her about, as opposed to just the guy that she likes, that she's fucking. Then the whole dynamic of the interview even changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? That's a big one, man.
Because she's not as innocent as we thought by seeing the one tape.
Why isn't
that might have been done with her boyfriend? Now it looks like
Brian Pumper's a porn star.
There
you
go.
This is the second tape of her.
Why isn't Sam in here defending himself?
I don't know.
Where's Sam? Sam's never under the bus.
Yeah, where is he?
He's standing right outside the studio with a pair of headphones on.
Okay, well, get him.
Oh,
you're his boss.
Where is he?
Where's fiance?
Fiance. All right.
Sam,
look who's in the
do?
fucking shitter now.
I was hoping Steve would take the heat. I was just.
Oh, you were hoping Steve would take the heat? What happened, Sam?
She is 19 years old. There's not probably a line.
Well, most of that stuff is not, it's so you can easily glance down and look at it.
So, Montana, you're 19 years old.
Jimmy looks
down.
He
just glanced down.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think I'd say that to her.
Any defense?
And I mean, well, the second porno tape, no, that was a mishap. But the pimp stuff, we didn't know the boyfriend's name until she said it on the air.
But how did you get it when, because it is, you're right, tattooed on her pussy, but I couldn't read it either. How did we
By Googling the boyfriend's name along with hers.
But if you just Google her, do you find that?
I think you can, because the article that I was reading is from August 6th.
How about this? Google Montana Fishburne prostitution.
Oh.
That's the most, to me, that's the most interesting part of this entire story, is that before porn she was prostituting, which for a celebrity's daughter to allegedly be prostituting.
It goes to the
Well, in all fairness to Sam, we had that story
See, she was arrested last
a
year.
week ago.
She was arrested.
That was something that
Let me
was.
say.
So we could have said, well, you're saying not true, but E! Online is reporting that you were arrested for prostitution
It
last
says she
year.
was arrested, reportedly arrested for prostitution.
I asked her that, and she said no. Her boyfriend being a pimp is not mentioned.
But see, I think we need more info. Then we could go, well, you're saying no, but then how do you defend yourself as far as what E! Online is saying about it?
I mean, I could have sourced it, but it says she was reportedly arrested.
What is E! Online saying about the prostitution? Oh, boy.
Oh, this show.
Business and finance. That's seems like a reputable source for news.
You poor son of a bitch.
See, because then we could have quoted some of these things they're saying in these articles. We had nothing else to go on. We just had to go, okay.
Okay.
That looks like her light-skinned boyfriend.
No, that guy's not that light-skinned. Is that her boyfriend, Jeremy, or no?
He's light-skinned. He's
slightly
darker than Sam.
He's like Sam. He's got the same hair as Sam and everything. Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah, what are you
We're looking at this agreement.
That states that anybody that's getting paid or compensated for the act of sex is engaged in prostitution. But that would stand to reason that if she appears in an adult film, that she's engaged in the act of prostitution.
Yeah, I mean,
what does that mean?
The only way we found out, I mean, I guess.
Oh boy, he doesn't sound confident.
Well, I
He's
haven't seen
stammering
any
a little bit. He's stammering.
Articles that say their boyfriend was a pimp until we found out her boyfriend's name, and I didn't know her boyfriend's name until she said it.
No, but just Googling her with prostitution, it gets a little bit deeper and deeper.
Deeper.
But I also, like, we can't give, like, I've given you bigger one sheets that are multiple pages with, paragraphs.
Right.
And you guys have said they're too long.
No, I agree, but the information...
Oh, shit, now it's our fault.
No, it's not your fault at all.
Now, the information helps.
Sam Roberts blaming Jim Norton.
Oh, my God, he blamed Jimmy right there.
I would
right
not
to his
have
face.
blamed.
He goes, you guys said that they're too long and hard to read. So
we did say that.
Oh, boy.
But that's what summarizing is.
We should have
That's why we could summarize and say...
well, we should have a prep sheet with the basics on the front, and then if you want to go deeper on some of this shit, you got a second page.
Why don't you just call him middle-of-the-road Jim, Sam?
Oh, yeah.
The way we should get, and this is to both of you guys, we should get, like with Red Eye, they send their notes, you get your topics, and then you get the research they did, which is usually a nice long article on each subject so you can write about it. They don't just tell you the...
Makes me panic sometimes when they're really long. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I just go through and
What do I do?
make shit up.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Smart.
But,
make shit up.
Yeah, we should have some kind of...
I plagiarize.
What a sad end to today's show.
Why?
Sad.
Do you want to get, like, links before, like, the night before? We could send you an email with
cufflinks?
I print it out. You could links, but I'd rather print it out because I won't go to links. I could say I wouldn't lie.
So just print out articles the morning of?
It's like sometimes with research, if you look a little deeper, you'll find, and maybe that's my job as an interviewer, somebody who's going to talk to someone, but when you look a little deeper, you can find a lot of stuff.
Can we cut to the chase? Bring in E-Rock. We all know it's his fault.
He did. He wasn't even here yesterday to help. So
Somehow,
that could have been a big help.
I guarantee this goes right back to E-Rock.
Wow,
again.
Sam's a piece of shit.
Oh, Sam.
Oh, boy, that's coming in. You're taking the brunt of this.
From Jess on Whackbag.
Oh, they're calling you Shockmaster.
Oh, to be fair, this wasn't Travis's email, his news email on August 8th.
Oh.
All right, well.
What? Yeah, I mean, we've had the articles.
Wait, what did August 8th say?
Lawrence Fishburne's porn star daughter was also busted for prostitution last year.
And all we had to do is, like, click a link on an email.
Yeah, but who goes back to August 8th and looks at emails?
Well, that's true.
But then there
Do you look at Travis's emails?
Every night I Twitter from them, actually.
The article, first it said she was busted for prostitution, then she already had come out and said she hadn't been busted for prostitution, so that's why all I could write was she was reportedly arrested for prostitution last year.
Damn, Sam's going to be a good lawyer someday.
No, but he's not wrong to say that we did have the article. Okay, fine, we did have it. But I think that we should have been informed that her boyfriend was a pimp. There's a way to find that by a little research.
I just want someone in trouble.
Going forward, I can make sure you all have printouts of articles to...
How about you keep going forward out the door?
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
They're going forward there.
This is a fireable
Until you're on
offense.
6th Avenue.
Yeah. That'll be up to Bladder.
Being
trust
struck.
Me.
All right.
Bladder will
Steve,
decide if we go forward.
Not to throw you under the bus, but you're the boss, man, and it's like we can't. Guys who do really good interviews go in really prepared, and that's the fucking key is to be very like. For instance, when I did my really hour with Ozzy alone, the two of us, two friends.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like you fucking, you got to have 50 fucking questions.
He knew that Ozzy was arrested for prostitution and was able to come out and say it.
Because I actually offered him money to blow him.
Of course.
And they arrested him by mistake. But you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Can I ask Larry King who's to blame here? Larry, who's to blame here?
N person.
Oh, Sam.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Sam.
N person.
Oh, Sam.
That just isn't right.
It's a generalized answer.
That is.
N person.
Oh, he said it again.
Oh, N person.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Keep fucking that chicken.
That's all we can hope for.
Just keep fucking that chicken.
Very sad end to the show. Maybe the Justin Bieber thing could make everyone happy before we leave
Bieber
today.
kid is good.
Oh, Uncle Paul.
You hear he sings like a bird.
You like Justin Bieber? Boy. What do you like about him?
He's got a cute hairdo.
You like his hairdo?
I want to muss it and go like, ah. Get over here and rub his stomach.
It's like right down to his eyeballs. That.
Yeah, he looks like a little Dutch boy.
You like the Dutch boy look on a young lad?
Yeah, I used to get in trouble for rubbing myself through my pockets in the paint section.
Paint store, the Dutch boy paint. You would jerk off to the Dutch boy paint cans.
I would look at that kid hanging with his little feet dangling on that paint can. Who didn't want to just tussle his hair a little?
Never thought of being sexually aroused by the Dutch boy paint can.
Let me see him.
Thank you, Danny.
Jesus. Look at him. He's sitting on a little swing.
He is.
Waving.
And he's got little wooden shoes.
Little wooden shoes. You can hear him. Could hear him clip-clopping around the house like a little horsey.
Yeah, where they can't hide from you.
Yeah. Where are you? And you hear him clip-clopping with his little hat. He would wear that hat and his little blonde hair would poke out.
His Dutch boy hairdo.
It says Dutch boy on it.
It looks like Buster Brown, too.
Yeah, he does. Oh, look at the little rosy cheeks. You want to just pinch him.
He's wearing coveralls, and that means easy access, Uncle Paul.
You just unsnap him and tell him, now go running. And they all fall down and he trips. He skins his little knees. That Dutch boy kid.
You got to kiss them all better, right?
I think he's 58 now, the kid that posed for that picture.
Ew.
Oh.
Where's the Bieber? I'd love to hear a little of the slowed down Bieber.
Oh, yeah, let me get that.
And it's 800% they slowed it down?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What do you want to happen here, Jimmy? This is your fight.
I'm not even fighting.
You want anyone fired?
No, I'm not even angry. I just wish that we had that.
Yeah, we wish that it was better today. We're all just sad now.
Yeah.
Sad.
The pimp thing's a big one. The prostitution we have with the pimp thing is...
Pimp.
And obviously she fucked on film before this.
Yes, I did not know that.
We're talking about it like it was her first movie.
Yeah.
Like she was
one and done, and here it was two.
Yeah.
Two and done doesn't even rhyme.
To and through.
You were two and go.
Danny, what's the Justin Bieber thing?
I don't know.
I don't know. Someone slowed it down, 800 times or something?
Yeah, it's 800% slower, but I think they maintain
800%.
They maintain
slower.
the pitch or something because it doesn't sound like.
And is it his hit song?
It's
I
not
don't know,
going
it's
like.
a song. No, it's odd. It just I'm telling you, it sounds like ambient. It sounds like a film score.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I want to make a movie and just use this.
Let's listen.
Oh, you could say that again.
Justin Bieber, slow down.
This is how it is whenever Kenny talks.
Kind of sounds like
That's eerie.
Sounds like religious stuff.
it sounds like Sling Blade when Carl goes back to his father's house.
Yeah.
He finds a little feller.
I'm your boy named Carl. Yeah, little feller.
Any Enya fans out there?
Yes. I want to get jerked off to this music. What great massage music.
All you have to do to jerk off to it is speed it up by 800%.
Yes.
Yes, I'm gay.
I hated him when I thought his name was Justin Bieber. What are you doing? Oh, I'm Justin Bieber.
Only 34 more minutes to go, folks.
Holy
That
shit.
is amazing.
How long have it? They slowed it down 800 times.
800%. I don't know. I guess divide by 8.
That does just sound like some kind of a weird, movie score.
Why'd they do this?
Kind of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I don't know.
Or the sound in Apocalypse Now and the helicopters were fucking flying in the morning.
Very good. Yeah. With that beautiful sunrise.
Yeah. And that young.
Oh, God, I love a good sunrise.
I can never watch Cornbread Earl and Me again without thinking that the little boy in there put cum in a lady X amount of years later and pumped out this young porn star.
Yeah.
Young Cornbread Earl and Me.
Oh, shit. Wow, that went stereo, too. It's going back and forth. It's very powerful.
It's great.
Any Hearts of Space fans out there? Anyone remember the Hearts of Space series?
No.
Okay. This fucking rules. How much time before Ron and Fez?
Damn, man.
Let's fuck them bad today.
It's hypnotic.
You still got another about 32.5 minutes.
Really? Hey, that's a good idea, Steven S. from Bayshore. Could have used this at... I'm going to do a montage of all the sunrise and sunset pictures I've gotten over the last year.
To this.
And then just have this in the background.
Darth Vader in there. I heard a little...
It's nice. It sounds like waves crashing on the beach.
Yeah. Yeah, who thought to do this?
Somebody on Quaaludes?
The sad part is the first 10 seconds of the original song.
That's what I was going to ask. You're right.
Oh, my God, probably.
I've never heard the original. I can't even
I don't know.
figure out
What song is it?
It's a real toe tapper, Danny.
It's called You Smile.
You want to play a little?
He doesn't have. I could probably
not
find it.
have it?
Hang on.
Come on, how do we not have it?
Bieber.
Believe it or not, we've only got like 6 Justin Bieber songs.
No.
You're probably spelling it wrong. B-E-E.
You want?
All right, let's hear this.
What should I do with this?
Pause it.
Just not yet.
It'll wait.
You sure?
It'll hold.
Pause it.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's not going to wreck the song if we pause it?
But it's so I'm afraid to stop it. Like something bad's going to happen.
No, it's wonderful.
No, you know what's going to happen if you stop it? Every dick is going to go.
Doesn't it feel weird now?
Oh, you're going to have a bad day, Danny.
Every dick just went back to soft.
Danny's going to have a bad fucking day.
All right, let's hear it. Now, this is what we were listening to.
I guess.
And here it is. Okay.
Oh, I heard that part. That part took 2 minutes.
I remember hearing
That's
this.
probably all we heard. Because now we're 20 seconds into the song.
I like the other one better.
Yeah, let's go back to the other one. Waves. Waves are coming in. This is what the whales are saying.
They, you, that's you.
Oh, they're saying this is inspired possibly by the Inception soundtrack. Thank you, Chris, in Benton Harbor. This sounds a lot like the main theme of that movie.
Oh, yeah?
All right.
It's a weird movie.
Was it good?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I want someone to do this with me singing Beth, I Hear You Calling.
Oh, man. Yeah. I bet every song slowed down 800% would sound just like this.
I can't go to the phones. Andy in Cleveland, 2 years ago, someone did this to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, and it took 24 hours to play.
Wow.
Wow. Wonder how that sounds.
I would listen to this whole fucking thing at my house today.
I'm not kidding. This is massage music.
I could definitely fall asleep to this.
It's cool. The original kind of stinks.
Yeah.
It's Blagojevich, Jesus. Wow.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Later.
Let this play out.
See ya. Bye.
No?
They kill us all.
Yeah, Ronnie Fez, sorry, guys.
Well, you figure out where to jump in. Oh, that was a good out, Danny, right there. That was the obvious out.
No, we have a nice. This is going to be the music bed for the riff.
Okay.
You know I hate Steven Singer, don't you? Well, you know what he's done now? You can visit his website, IHateStevenSinger.com, and buy your wedding band online. How easy is that? Steven Singer's collected a lot of men's wedding bands. He's got a huge collection, starting at just $129. Yes, $129. His most popular bands are featured on the site. Choose from metals like tungsten carbide, black ceramic, titanium, and of course the traditional 14-karat yellow or white gold. Go online and order your band today. Not only does he offer free shipping, but the delivery is fast too. Listen to me right now. This is a big, 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 big deal. For the first time, you can order your wedding band online and have it shipped directly to your door. Free shipping, free sizing, and a full money-back guarantee. What other reason do you need to visit IHateStevenSinger.com or go see Steven Singer in person at the other corner of 8th and Walnut on the phone? It's 888-I-HATE-STEVEN-SINGER. And always online at IHateStevenSinger.com.